Soon. The channel will be live like right now. It's live, so hello everyone, and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels Rime of the Frostmaiden.
We're back.
Yes.
I'm Christiana Ellis. I am the Dungeon Master. Our players tonight, Spence as Smaragd Nachtmir.
I really need to eat before I do these games, but I never remember to.
David Archambault as Wilfred Cole.
I ain't hear no bell.
Sorry, I'm looking around because my dog is sniffing at something. What are you doing, bud? Okay. Jason Banks as Rowan Gregor.
What's going on, guys?
Paul Weimer as Aule.
It's too bloody hot in the real world. I'm glad we're in a frozen wasteland.
Lee Burdett as Iggy.
Oh, this is such a joyful situation to come back to.
Alas, we are missing Nobilis as Arvik this time around, but it's because he gets to go to a real life party.
Ooh.
He assured us that everyone involved was vaccinated, so should be all good. So that seems like lots of fun. We'll miss him tonight, though.
Yeah.
So, 2 weeks ago, the party was exploring through the caves of hunger. Woo. And you encountered various things, including some ancient, unknowable entity swimming through the ice between planes. And Iggy's sword was very insistent that it be asked to leave. And worked out.
We were like the Ghostbusters.
You also met a dryad within a magically grown forest here in these 1,000-year-old icy caves. And she gave you purple pears.
That helped remove Wilfred's curse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you actually found the tunnel. Oh! Wow, okay. Newsflash. This is breaking news, everyone. Nobilis has just announced here in our Roll20 chat that he is back from the party. So, we're glad to.
I feel like we're in War of the Worlds and the announcer doesn't quite know what to do.
Well, no, it'll just a moment. So hopefully he'll be able to join the Zoom call here shortly, and once he does, we'll bring him on. But in the meantime, you found the tunnel that you believe will lead you all the way to the ancient city. But, oh, there we go. Hang on. And welcome, Nobilis.
Yay!
We thought you were having fun at a real life party.
I was, and then I wasn't, and I was sitting there, and I was like, you know what? I'd rather be with Christiana.
Aww.
Aww.
Aw. Not the rest of us, of course, just Christmas.
Yeah, the rest of you buttheads, I can leave.
My twin brother
love you
denounces me. My twin brother denounces me. I feel so
Yeah.
hurt.
We were playing hot potato with who would do Arvik. It's like, not me, not me.
All right. Well, excellent. Now we have everybody. So, as I had just announced in our recap, you found the tunnel that you believe would lead you to the ancient city, but you decided to do a little bit more exploring of the caves because you wanted to make sure that there wasn't going to be something surprising coming up from behind. And so you, in your explorations, you found a gigantic magic spear buried in the ice. And then you ignored that for the moment and found some dark elves being sneaky somehow. You don't really know exactly what they're up to because they ambushed you on first sight. And now you're fighting them.
Yep.
Indeed.
So we left off last time with the Dark Elf Mage having just summoned a Shadow Demon.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Not what you would have chosen, I don't think.
No.
Oh, no.
No, 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 no.
Yeah. Let's see. Sorry, I think I've got the music playing, but it's everyone's in the same boat. I think the air conditioning is loud enough that it's it's in there a little bit. Okay, so we left off with this shadow demon having just been summoned. For the rest of you right now, barely visible through the blowing wind of Arvik's Storm Sphere spell, indicated by this blue circle. This purple square, I believe, was a Fairy Fire spell.
Yep.
The green circle is a Cloud Kill spell that was cast by one of the Dark Elves, and I believe that the green square was also a Fairy Fire spell.
Yep.
I think those aren't persistent. Those
Those
affect who they affect, and then that's done.
So I think my understanding is that it is persistent in the environment, but it only lands on the people who were in that area when it. But
Right.
for example,
It's
if you
persistent
did
on the
in a
people it
dark-
affects. but-
If you did it in a dark room, it would still highlight all the edges and surfaces and stuff.
Oh, okay.
That
Oh.
was my understanding of the spell.
Oh, so you could use it like a lighting source almost.
Yeah, sort of. To make it, look like laser tag. So, Rowan, you just heard some shouting in Abyssal coming from in that room, and now it's your turn. So, what would you like to do?
Guys, we've got trouble. And I'm going to back up over here. And I will cast. Well, I don't know if it'll work, because the last time we fought shadows, it didn't work on them. Decisions.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll note this thing does other than being made of sort of shadowy material, it does look different than those. Those looked more like humanoid shadows, just some supernaturally disconnected from the thing that would have cast them. This has big horns and wings and claws and stuff.
Okay. Is it floating or walking?
It does not even appear to have legs, so it's kind of floating, but the lower half just drifts off into like mist.
Well, might as well give it a shot. I'm going to cast Spike Growth.
Okay.
Let's see. Where's my draw to with that? Totally that's not what's going. There we go. And give me a circle.
You're casting Spike Growth and is it a circle?
Yes, it's a 20-foot circle.
Okay, cool. And so you're
20-foot radius or 20-foot diameter?
it's
It's a 20-foot sphere.
Spike Growth is a 20-foot sphere. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, I don't have it up, so if you
It is.
if you're looking at it, all right, great. I'm just surprised.
Well, it's a 150-foot range. Good lord.
20-foot radius, so it needs to be twice the size you've drawn it.
Yeah, and you can actually put it further into that room.
Can I move my little circle? Because I'm still not good at
Well, here, I'll just make it. I can make it bigger for you.
Oh, isn't that the storm sphere?
No.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
the other blue circle was. This is a new blue circle.
okay.
There's two now. So where did you want it like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Because hopefully it will hurt it as it comes towards us, because obviously it's going to come and say hello.
Right. Okay, so Spike Growth has some slight weirdness to it. Can you remind me what what it needs as far as like people, because it's not visible unless you pass a check or something like that.
It's 20 foot. It's 20 foot. It's difficult terrain.
Yeah.
When a creature moves into or within it, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for each 5 feet it travels. It's camouflaged to look natural. Any creature that can't see the area at the time the spell is cast
Okay.
must make a wisdom perception check against your spell save DC.
Okay, so if they see it, then like they know it's there. They still have to deal with it, but they're aware of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not too worried about it seeing it because I'm pretty sure it's just going to make a beeline for us and try to hurt us. So.
Okay.
Never heard of a cautious demon.
Well, here's where I have to just briefly look up, like, how high are the ceilings in this room? Yeah. Okay. All right. Great. So that was Rowan's turn. Anything else, or?
Nope. That's it.
Okay. Arvik, your turn.
Yeah. I am going to. I'm getting a little low on spell slots here, and yeah, I'm going to as my action, I'm going to cast False Life at 2nd level, give myself 11 temporary hit points, and as a bonus action, I'm going to send a bolt of lightning out of my storm cloud at the drow who's right in front of me.
Okay. So that you make an
The-
attack roll, right?
Yep, that is a 16 to hit.
16 misses, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, he deflects it and absorbs it with his shield.
All right, then that's my action.
All right, Mara.
So I was looking at this Meldim before everything happened. So I am going to cast Sleep at 2nd level
Okay.
on him. So
I'm gonna caution you because this is something that I think your character would know. Is that elves cannot be magically put to sleep.
oh, that's right.
That's right. Oh,
Yeah, so you don't have to waste your spell slot on that.
Okay, so I won't do that. Instead, I will cast Sacred Flame at him and say, "Don't you run away from me!"
Okay. All right, he makes a dexterity saving throw, gets a dirty 20.
Boo. Well, I yelled at him.
Yeah, he sure did. He heard you.
Hmm?
Yeah, he made eye contact and everything. Okay, it is now the Shadow Demon's turn. I think it is going to first, experiment. It'll move 5 feet, and it's going to take the spike growth damage for 5 feet of movement.
Yep. 3 points.
Okay. And that's magical piercing damage. So as soon as it sort of experiences that, you see it sort of look down and snarl and then rise up into the air because, of course, it can fly. And so as it moves to fly forward, it's going to be difficult terrain still going through the storm sphere, I would think.
Actually, the storm sphere is not. It is not difficult terrain.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I looked it up right before this, and it is.
Okay. Well, I'm just looking at the quick.
Well, you can double check, but I'm assuming that it is.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Sphere's space is difficult terrain, right after where it says that bludgeoning damage.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yep. So it did 10 feet of flying, and then 15, 20, 25, 30. And so it's, let's see, that's its movement. But it can't. Yeah, so it's going to go ahead and dash to get out.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and it's hard to see in the shadowy, dim light of this place. I'm not doing the dynamic lighting right at the moment in here. I'm just going to give you that visual. But yeah, I think it'll dash to get right up to you, Rowan. And
Oh,
sort
boy.
of just leer and raise up his sort of claws there.
Yeah.
All right, and then it is the Drow warrior's turn. And then let's see, this guy. Yeah, okay. So I think, yeah, this guy right here, the northmost one, the one that's surrounded by the three of you there, is going to disengage and run this way. He looks around, looking at Ale and Wilfred, and then Arvik behind him, and then just seeing everything, and he's like, "Nah." And runs away.
Yeah, I don't get an opportunity attack, so I can't swing at him and
Right,
move
because
after
he
him.
used his action to disengage.
Damn it.
Sure.
Damn, he's too smart.
Yeah.
Up north?
Well, yeah. I mean, he's running that way, and
Okay.
yeah. What
I
was
didn't
the question?
I didn't catch the movement.
What?
Hey, never mind. Hey,
Okay. So okay, sorry, I'm distracted now. The other one sees him do that, and then snarls, I think in Undercommon, says something like "traitorous dog," and then he is going to yeah, he's in a tough spot because he's the one, like, if he wants to run, he has to get through all of you. But I think that is what he's going to try to do. He's going to dash. 2, 3, 4.
Mara will try to hit him if she gets a
No,
chance.
he's not going to come that close enough.
Of course he's not. Chicken.
And then Ale and Wilfred will get opportunity attacks as he passes by because he's using his dash.
Okay.
16 probably misses.
A 10 definitely misses.
They both miss for sure. As they are running. Now note, they got about as far as they did right there, but after that it's uphill sloping, and they're having to climb up a rope. So it's not like straight up, but it's slippery enough that like they have to use the rope to not slide back down, and so it's difficult terrain from about where they are forward. Okay. Yeah, that's their turn. Ale.
Yeah, I'd like to go chasing after those dark elves, but that shadow demon is bearing down on Rowan, and we can't have that. So I'm going to have to go step up to here, and we are going to take a swing at the shadow. Actually, no. Before I take a swing,
Okay.
this thing is dangerous enough. I'm going to use my channel divinity to which one do it? Right. Basically, name him as my enemy, and so I get advantage on all attacks against him.
Great.
So let's try that. So that's a 24.
24 does hit, for sure.
Okay, so I know these things generally are resistant to regular attacks. So let us spend this second level spell slot and add some radiant damage to that as well. So first the regular damage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I hit the wrong thing. I meant to hit damage. Sorry about that.
All right.
Let's try it again. So that's 6 slashing damage. Then we will
Yeah, and it
use the
takes half of that.
yeah. Then we'll take the radiant. This is a fiend, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so I get 2d8 plus 1d plus another 2d8 because I'm using cycle slot plus an additional 1d8 because it's a fiend. So
Ooh, hachi machi.
It looks like it rolled 4 times there.
it did. So it should only be should only be 3. So
Uh,
2d8, 2d8, 2d8. Yeah, so yeah, that
you
fourth
get that
one should not
first
count.
12, and then the 7, which is that last one, right?
That okay.
Yeah,
Get
I
two
think
D.
it-
You take 2d8 for
Right,
the spell,
plus 1d8 because it's second level.
and
plus-
1d8 because it's a fiend. So a total of 4. So you should get the first 2 rolls you made there.
Yeah.
Okay, 24
Yeah.
then, yes.
24 radiant damage.
Yeah, so here's the thing that happens. When you slice through, you can see that the sword is it's laughing at the sword, but then you channel your magic into it, and the sword glows with radiant fire, and it messes this thing up. It is vulnerable to radiant damage.
Oh, nice.
And so you do 48 damage.
The
to it.
bad news is I can't do that again on my second attack, which
Right,
is
yeah.
a pity because I would for sure. So it's just a regular attack for my second
so
attack.
you slice through it, and there's just this flaming, laceration all down its chest that it's just like, and it snarls and lashes around in pain.
I am the person to fight you. So I hit a 24 will hit,
Yeah.
but this is only going to be regular 11 regular damage, so it's going to be not so great.
Yeah.
5. So, but
so
still,
it is very, very hurt, but not destroyed.
no,
Okay. Iggy.
that's me.
You're muted.
Well, that was very interesting. Let's grab that laser pistol that I've got in my back pocket and see if I can do some more radiant damage to this thing.
Yes, indeed.
Alright, and hold on. Normal roll. Okay, never mind. Alright, laser pistol, there we go. Nope, that was just a 7.
All right. Yeah. It briefly illuminates the dark, icy cavern, but does not
Yep.
make contact. Okay. Valine's turn. She is going to
She's still dealing with that cloud kill.
sit and put her hands on her hips and sigh resignedly as she watches that cloud kind of move towards.
She's kind of screwed.
Yeah, well, it's not so much screwed as much just stuck. It's like she's not in danger per se, except unless she tried to run through it. She's out of its reach, but separated from you by it. So she can't do much this time. Wilfred, your turn.
Okay.
There's warriors just ran by you.
Yes, I think. Wilfred will see that demon. It's pretty hurt,
Mhm.
and there's lots of people that can do even more damage to it right there. So
Mhm.
I think Wilfred is going to run up to this warrior
Mhm.
and try and grapple.
All right. Make an athletics check.
Okay. Hit the right button. Natural 20 for 27.
Nice. This guy has a relatively high dex, but not that high. So you've grappled him.
Okay. So,
That
That
only
replaces
takes
one of your
attack,
attacks.
so you could also attack if you wanted.
yeah, I'll go ahead and try and hit him.
Okay.
Another crit.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
Going for subdual.
Okay. Well,
for
he still probably can withstand at least one, so we'll see. But
Right.
go ahead and
Uh,
figure out the
um,
damage.
that will be 15 damage.
Okay, yeah, he's still up, but that definitely he does not like being grappled, and definitely doesn't like getting clonked on the side of the head with a
Let's see, I went
mace.
15. Can I pull him back at like 10 feet?
You can pull him back at half speed. So
So I
like
have
if
15
you have
feet left.
10 feet left, you can move 5 feet.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
See.
All right.
Okay, and that's my turn.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. So the Drow Mage in there is looking through this opening at how beat up his Shadow Demon is already, and curses to himself in Elvish, and then he casts Fly on himself. And so, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Okay, yeah, 60. So he had to use his action to cast Fly. So he is here, but he is 15 feet off the ground.
Okay.
Well, we got some. Wolford can keep a hold of this guy.
Well,
Got
we'll
that one's
see.
a question.
So, Rowan, it is your turn.
All right.
That
Take down
storm
that
spear
mage.
is doing just the difficult terrain of it is like caused a real problem for these guys.
So I'm going to take out my laser rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, right, sharpshooter. I always forget.
Yep, and I'm going to shoot Mr. Flying Wizard because he's presented a wonderful target for me.
Mm-hmm.
Wizard.
So let's.
Center of mass. Center of mass. Center of mass.
Last time.
23 will hit.
Second shot. 14.
Okay. Well, is 14 right? Because that looks like an attack with the 14 is not damage. That looks like an attack with the longbow.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. Crap, damage. There we go. It's 11 points of radiant damage.
And then 13 with Colossus Slayer because he has been hurt, right?
Oh, he has? Nice.
Yeah.
So it'd be total of 13 for
Yeah.
that.
That definitely hit him and hurt him. He's not dead, but
Well, I will take my second shot at him.
okay.
Oh. Oh.
Oh. Darn it.
All right. I think, yeah, we'll just leave it as a miss. We don't have to make it complicated. Okay, so are you going to move or anything?
No, not at all.
Okay. Arvik, your turn.
I'm debating, but I think what I'm going to do is my action. I'm going to cast True Strike, and then send a lightning bolt at Yilsebek.
Okay.
So that's a 19 to hit.
I'm pretty sure that hits. Let me just, yeah, I mean, sure it does. Wait, hang on. Let me remind myself what spells he has. He does have shield, and I believe that yes, he casts shield, and that's enough for him to.
Oh man.
Zoop. All right. Well, we used up a spell slot anyways. Yeah, and that's my turn. I think I will move just a little bit because I don't want to be too. I kind of don't want to get too close to that shadow demon, but that's that's my turn.
Okay. Sorry, I should not have the cup in front of my mouth while I try to talk to you guys. Okay, Mara, your turn.
I am going to stomp up to this shadow demon and look him in the face, grab my goddess's symbol and say, Moon Prism Power! And do word of radiance, so they must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Do they take half damage with a success?
No, they do
or-
not. No,
Okay.
It's a cantrip. Yeah.
Right.
it's a cantrip.
Right. Well, got a 12.
Guess what? He takes 9 points of radiant damage.
Well, so
Yeah.
that would be enough even if he was not vulnerable. So you blast this thing into nothingness. Just it
All
is
right.
eradicated. So just okay. So just no, I'm just laughing because it's just made my brain think of a really dumb Kids in the Hall reference that really doesn't fit anything except the word eradication. So yeah.
And that's a final hit that I don't think Mara feels at all guilty about, right?
Unnatural demon from the lower planes. I think Mara can feel it.
I'm pretty sure that Selune would appreciate this.
Well, I think
And
also you would
also
know.
a threaten to my friends.
Yeah. Well, I think you would also know, if this helps, is that as a demon, all you have really done is send it back to the abyss. Where it will regenerate.
Exactly.
I just love the image now that Mara has stomped up to this demon, turned it into nothing, and we have two dudes hanging from a rope and a floating wizard that's slightly singed.
I don't think one dude isn't.
Oh no, yeah, only one guy's on a rope because Wilfred has
Wilfred
wrestled
has
the
it,
other one
yeah.
off the rope.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on your turn?
I will then, I guess, start making my way towards here.
Okay. All right. Well, it is the warrior's turn now, and so the guy up here that didn't get grappled is using his action to dash, but it's difficult terrain, so he's still just moving 30 feet. Going up and around the corner there, climbing up that rope. This other guy is going to try to break your grapple. You know what? Gosh, does he try to break your grapple or does he attack you? I'm gonna...
Roll for it.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna roll an intelligence check for him. He rolled low, so I'm gonna have him attack you.
Okay.
He's making 2 short sword attacks against
Okay.
you,
Okay.
Wilfred.
It's okay.
19 to hit,
Nope.
and then an 11 to hit.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Attacking is probably a better choice.
well, I mean, not for him because he missed, right? Like,
Well, if he had hit, it would wound up being the better choice.
well, yeah, if he had hit, but it's hard to hit you. Is the whole point. Okay, yeah. So not so great for him. So Ale, that makes it your turn.
All right, I will turn to Mara and say, "Great job! Put down my sword, pull out 2 javelins, and throw the first one at that floating mage. See if I can't hit him."
You can do it. I believe in you.
Yep.
That's a 13. That's not
Okay,
going to
see,
do
I shouldn't have
it.
said anything because, like that makes it seem like you let me down.
And, yeah, but I do get another attack, so let's try that again. Oh,
no.
Ale is not a ranged fighter,
Well-
folks. It is known.
He is extra hard to hit right now anyway because he has shields still up from this round. For this round.
Yeah.
True.
It lasts the
So,
whole.
but then I will move 5, 10. I will move 15. I'll move right here.
I mean,
Okay.
to be fair, if you've got enough movement, you could move under him. He is 15 feet in the air.
Yeah, but he might come down. He might come down on me on top like a ton of bricks. But yeah, like that'd be funny if someone knocks him out of the air into my hands.
I'm gonna move your token just a little bit just so we can see both.
See,
All right.
yeah, okay, there we go. So that's my turn.
Okay. And in fact, because he's on top, I'm gonna like that. Okay. Iggy, your turn.
Okay, well, all things being equal, I'm gonna see if I can move 1, 2, 3. Can't get line of sight on this guy.
Oh, not the guy who's up the tube. Yeah.
Yeah. Could I Eldritch Blast the rope?
I mean, if you can't get line of sight on him, the only Eldritch Blast, you could Eldritch Blast the rope, like, below him. It wouldn't get him.
Yeah, no, we probably want to use that.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, all it would do is, like, prevent you following him, really.
Yeah.
Go for the wizard.
Well, I don't want to dump him on Allay's head.
I can handle.
You'll knock him back. Remember, you'll knock him back when you.
Oh
hit
yeah.
him.
I'll knock him back into Wilfred though.
I think Wilfred can handle that.
Well, yeah, he's also 15 feet in the air. Go for Wilfred.
Okay. So, all right, yeah. So I'll see what I can do with Eldritch Blast.
All right.
All right. First one is a 15. That's not gonna hit.
Misses.
Yep. And the other one is
That one does
a dirty
just
20.
hit. Just hit.
Does just
Yep.
hit. Okay.
The first one glances off his magical shield, and then the other one.
All right. So four points of damage, force and pushes him.
He
10
grunts in frustration.
He also has to make a save to.
Oh, you're right.
Concentration on his fly.
For a fly, yeah, that's right. That could be.
Oh, come
That could
on,
be bad
please,
for him.
please.
Let's see. Doesn't have any special bonuses for it. He rolled 19 though, so yeah, he's fine.
Aw.
Oh,
Could have been good, but alas.
If you had made it, I was going to have Marcher say, "I should take you quail hunting."
You can still take them quail hunting. I forgot to on the mage's turn. The cloud kill moved. Okay, so that was Iggy's turn. Anything else?
Not from Iggy. He's
Okay,
pretty much hanging out.
great. Valine's turn, and she's just yells through there. How's it going in there? I'll be with
Everything
you.
is under control except we're all dead.
don't joke about that. She talks the undead. She might believe we're undead now.
Okay, so Wilfred, your turn.
Okay.
You have the one guy grappled, but the wizard is now, like I said, 15 feet in the air above you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try and knock out the other guy.
The one that you're grappling.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're attacking with advantage, right? Because he's grappled.
That doesn't give you advantage.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Restraint.
Thinking.
Restrained.
17.
17 does not hit.
Okay.
He is like squirming around and pulling on your grip.
Lower.
enough.
I got second one was lower, so
Okay, yeah. So he is struggling
gonna-
enough that it's hard to.
Next.
So I'm gonna try and pull him back even more.
Okay, you can definitely do that. You can pull him back 15 feet.
I can. About here.
Yeah. All right. Good job. Okay, it is the mage's turn now, and yeah, he's peacing out. He has a flying speed of 60 feet, and he is dashing. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bye bye. We're not catching them.
Yep. All right. Pause for DM idea.
Oh no.
Okay. Yeah.
Never
So
a good
that is
thing.
that is his turn. Rowan, you're up.
Nope. I can't see in the dark. So, yeah, that'll be my turn. I can't see in the dark, so I'm not going to go chase them through a dark, slippery tunnel where they are. Where one of them is flying and the other one is climbing on the rope and could cut it. So. Yeah, that's it for me this turn.
Arvik.
I say to Wilfred, do you want to chase that guy?
I think we can find out what we need from here.
All right.
This one.
Um, um, yeah, I don't really have a target for the lightning anymore. Not if we're going to knock this guy out. So yeah, I'll just take out my staff and try and do some subdual damage to this drow that he's got in his hands.
All right.
Or actually, could you take out some rope and try and tie him up?
I don't think we can do that until he's more restrained than he is.
Yeah, I mean, he's you basically, bear in mind, grappled is like you've got a hand on the back of his armor or something like that, right? Like that's all it means. He's still trying to struggle and get away, and he can attack you and everything. So that's not easy to tie him up.
Yeah.
22 to hit.
22 does hit.
7 points of bludgeoning damage, non-lethal.
Yeah, he's not out yet. He could take a couple more of those. But yeah, he's definitely hurt and starting to look around and see bad news for him. Because his buddies are not waiting for him.
Yeah.
Wilfred would have made sure Mara knew we don't want to kill him. If you can talk, you can talk to him.
Okay. Yeah, Mara, your turn.
But I could fly after that other guy. And so then I will you all couldn't follow me though, and I'd have to do it by myself. So I will go up to this guy and I will pull his hair and I will say in Undercommon, you will talk.
Do you want... So here's the thought. There's not a specific mechanic for this, but I think that I would allow you guys to potentially tie this guy up while he's conscious if you have like multiple people grappling him. So do you want to make your own grapple check, or are you trying to intimidate him?
I'm trying to intimidate him.
Okay, go for it. Go ahead and make your roll.
I don't know what that was.
That's an 18.
It's an 18.
That's pretty good.
I'm very scary.
Yeah, well, and he is already scared. So I think you definitely, like, his eyes widen. He doesn't, like, give up or anything, but he's starting to feel the walls closing in around him a bit here.
And, after I say that, I said, you sully your people by following the Frostmaiden.
Earn.
All right.
Well, y'all don't know what I'm talking about. I'm speaking in Undercommon.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Yeah, okay.
I could be spouting poetry for all you know.
Everything sounds like a threat in Undercommon.
It's like German.
Yeah. Okay, so it is the warrior's turn. As far as the guy that's up and around the tunnel there, what you see is that the rope slides down a tunnel that's been cut.
Yeah.
It's all right. I can put it back up. It's fine.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that's your indication of what's going on up there, is that you see the rope suddenly go slack and then slide down this little icy tunnel. But this guy down here, as soon as you say that, Mara, you see wheels turn in his head just a little bit, and he suddenly drops his weapon, and he says back to you in Undercommon, "This is all a terrible misunderstanding. I do not follow the Frostmaiden. Please, if you don't hurt me, I'll tell you what we were doing here." He says that in Undercommon.
okay. Can I insight check him, or do I have to wait for my turn?
No, make an insight check. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as far as you can tell, like, you guys have the drop on this guy, right? Like, but as far as you can tell, he seems like he means it. Like, he is desperate to have you guys not hurt him, but he doesn't look like he made up a lie here.
Okay.
Okay, so that is their turn. Ale, you're up.
I'm just gonna move here, and since they seem to be having a conversation, I'm not going to knock him out. I'm just going to stand and glare and
Well,
be ready to catch him.
maybe now would be a good time to try and tie him up.
You know what? I will say if you guys are not pursuing the others right now, then
We're not.
he is not resisting anymore at this point. So we can drop out of full initiative if
Okay.
you're not chasing the others.
No,
Okay.
that would be completely unwise.
Yeah.
Even
Um,
Ale wouldn't try that.
Sure. Okay. So let's just let's see which one was Mildum. Okay, so let's turn off the battle music. Let's do. All right, so we'll drop out of initiative, but yeah. So what are you doing as it becomes clear that like he dropped his weapon, he wants to talk, but that's not the same thing as offering his hands to let you tie him up.
Well, I think Wilfred would then basically, grab his hands, say,
No, he is not. He is not willing to offer and volunteer to be tied up. He's
Oh.
saying, "I don't want to fight." That's different than saying, "Yes, here, tie me up. I won't resist." He is willing to talk. He does not want to surrender entirely and be your prisoner.
all right. Well,
If anybody is going to, if anybody tries to tie him up or whatever, I'm going to intercede.
Okay, yeah, like if you were going to try to tie him up, he would resist that.
So, sounds like he wants to talk. So let's talk.
Mara will sit down on the floor and indicate that he should do the same.
And I'll step back so I'm a little less threatening.
Yeah, he looks around at the rest of you like.
And Mara will like hold up a hand to them and be like, I got this.
Wilfred will just sit down as well. Next, basically, same word, orientation. Yeah.
Iggy's going to check out what they were looking at down here.
Okay.
And Ale will go here and call out to
Yeah.
Beline.
Well, so yeah, after a few more rounds worth of time, the cloud kill sort of dissipates into the wall over there, and I would imagine Storm Sphere drops.
Yep.
All right. And then, yeah, so Valine is finally able to come and join you. Her face gets really hard at seeing the dark elf there. But she doesn't say anything since you guys have got that under control. So Mara, he sits down. There's a moment where he looks over and sees that the rope has been cut and his kind of grimaces. And then he looks to you and says, "Listen, I was just hired as a mercenary to accompany the mage on an expedition to an ancient city buried in the ice. I have no interest in the Frostmaiden whatsoever. If she is your enemy, then let me tell you what I know and then leave. I have no interest in fighting any of you. These caves are dangerous. We ambushed what we thought was monsters headed towards us."
Tell me what you know.
All right. I will.
Okay. I'm guessing all this is in Undercommon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Wilfred City.
Yeah. So here, let me find out what he knows. It's a little unlucky that you guys didn't capture the mage because he's the one that actually knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Well,
Ale could not hit
Hang on.
Courts of a Barn with the javelin.
So I'm not going to role play the whole thing though. So I think what he tells you is that he and the other warrior and the mage were an initial expedition. They didn't have as many resources as they wanted because nobody believed them. So their goal here on this trip was to, come in and get proof that there is something to be found here. They came through a tunnel from the Underdark that was, bored up into the glacier from below. They have been to the city and come back because now that they've found it, they need more people. They thought it was too dangerous to continue exploring the city without more resources. So they were making like a base camp here with the and in fact they had already sent for reinforcements, but they're weeks away.
What was the purpose of coming to the city?
There's ancient magical secrets. Yeah, he kind of
Same
trails off
reason
a
we
little
are
bit
here.
there because you're kind of under a stern glance. He just kind of says, "I was just a sword. I was the one that he hired to fight the monsters. He's the guy that knew stuff about it. But I mean, I guess that it's amazing. That's for sure. And I mean, it's just a huge discovery. I mean, he wants credit and glory for it. And who knows what kind of magical secrets are down there."
What was the sorcerer's name?
The
Or the
one
mage's
that,
name?
yeah, well, that was Yilsbeck. Yilsbeck.
So I will look to Valine, because Valine would have Professor Scant, I assume.
Yep.
Does the professor understand Undercommon?
I mean, no, they neither of them know Undercommon.
Well, they would have heard the name though.
Yilsbeck. I mean, if you look to her meaningfully at that word, she just kind of shrugs. What she says to you is, "Are there more of them, or will there be more of them soon?"
I will tell her that reinforcements have been sent for, but they are weeks away. And then I will look to our friend. What was his name again?
This guy is Meldim.
Meldim. And I will say, Meldim, how many were in your party?
Originally, when we came up here, it was 4 of us. There were 3 warriors and Yilsebek. Now, once we came back out of the city, one of us left to go back down to the Underdark to pass on our request. The rest of us stayed here. So, other than the 2 that you saw flee through that tunnel, leaving me behind, not that I blame them, there's no more of us here.
Where is the entrance to the Underdark?
He points up that tunnel and he says there's a cave with hot springs at the top of that. And if you bear left around that, you'll find another tunnel, and that is the one that leads down to the Underdark.
Can you speak Common?
I can. He says in Elvish, I can speak Elvish.
More of our party understand Elvish than Undercommon.
And I think Professor Scant can translate Elvish for Valine. Actually, let's see what languages Valine can speak as part of her actual character sheet. I'm curious now.
So while you're doing that, basically I tell the party everything that Meldon has told us.
Okay. Let's see. Her
Maybe we
character
didn't
sheet.
capture
Oh
the
yeah,
notes.
so she can speak Elvish. So yes, she doesn't need that translated. So yeah, she kind of folds her arms and kind of asks everyone else to kind of come over for a whisper huddle.
Okay.
Mara will stay with our prisoner while everybody else goes over.
So what she says to the rest of you is, well, we knew we would have competition once the glacier was opened. To learn that there's already been penetration from below as well is disappointing, but at least it seems like we may have some time before they arrive in force. But that means all the more our outcome rests upon this expedition. There's no going in and then leaving and coming back.
Well, then
If we leave here and come back, it will be raided by others.
I think what we need to, when we go for what we are looking for, and what's most important, and just and get out before they come.
Do we want to rest and then go for the city?
I think resting with the Dryad would probably be the safest bet.
I think she says that I agree. It seems of the places we've found so far, it certainly seems the most protected and comfortable.
Yeah, we should definitely look in the area they were working at before, because maybe there was notes or something.
Back with you, Mara. He's back in Undercommon now that the others are kind of not attentive, and he just says, "Listen, there is all sorts of, there's treasure. I know that the mage had some of his fancy wine and his spell book down in there, and he's pointing down to the south. I'm telling you everything. I can be no more use to you. May I leave?"
We should let them go.
I have every intention of advising my party to let you go. You have been honest with me, and I appreciate this.
So he's hesitant to say thank you for that, because it's like that's kind of a non-promise, right? It's like, I'll put in a good word for you. Like, what does that mean?
I was seeing that. I would be like, I am the party's healer. They usually listen to me.
Actually, you know what, Rowan?
But the other thing I will ask him is about if he saw a creature that would be described as that would meet the description of Eriolarthas.
No, we saw that there are a variety of creatures in the city, but I didn't see anything like that. Iggy, if you were down there exploring that other room, I can go ahead and tell you what you saw in there. So down in that area, much of this building has collapsed, but the front room is intact and also free of ice and frost. The remnants of smashed furnishings suggest that the room once served as a wizard's workshop. Atop a splintered table is a brimstone cube small enough to hold in one hand. The air around the cube ripples as it seems to be putting out enough dry heat to warm the room.
Oh, nice.
You also see in that room is, let's see, there's a spider silk satchel. You know what? It's fine. I'm just thinking, in hindsight, he probably would have worn his satchel. He had enough time to put it on, but I think he didn't initially think he was going to have to flee. So there's a spider silk satchel in there that seems to have some stuff in it, and that's mostly what you see.
Okay, so I'll pick up the satchel. Is there any way to turn the brimstone cube thing off?
I don't think so. And in fact, actually, it's pretty warm. Like when you get right up close to it, it's very warm.
Mace band?
Like, no, you can hold it. It
Oh.
seems to give off the heat magically without necessarily having the surface be too hot to hold.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Okay.
clear. I think once you sort of poke at it a little bit, it's very clear this is a magic item designed to make a cold space warm.
Okay. Well, I will take that with me too.
Okay. So specifically, the properties of this thing, it is a thermal cube is the name of the magic item. It is a 3-inch cube of solid brimstone, generates enough dry heat to keep the temperature within 15 feet of it at 95 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
So that's like right up next to it. And so you could put this in a relatively big space, and you don't necessarily go sit right next to it, but it fills the whole space with heat.
Okay.
Put it in the fireplace, and it'll do a good job.
Okay. And what's in the spider silk satchel?
So the
Take
satchel.
a couple of minutes to rummage.
Okay, you're doing that by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, the satchel has a book, which it looks to be as black leather covers and pages made from sheets of Trillimac, which is an underdark fungus. You wouldn't necessarily know that, but I'll tell you anyway. At a glance, you believe it's probably a spell book. There's also in there a spider-shaped brooch made of obsidian and engraved with a symbol that you don't recognize. You think that probably has some value on the open market. And then there's also a half-empty bottle of some sort of a ruby-colored liquid in it that looks
The
like
wine
wine.
that he was talking about.
Well, but Iggy didn't hear any of that.
Oh.
Okay. Cool.
Alright.
So I'll stuff pretty much all of that into my pack and go and rejoin the others.
All right. So I think as you emerge, that like the warmth radiating out from you, hold it while you have the cube.
Yeah,
is,
it'll turn heads.
Notable. And he, he looks. You know what? Like it doesn't say. Like the magic item doesn't say that you can turn it on and off. So I guess you can't. You just
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just really warm and I'm melting everything.
Well, I think a lot of this cavern though, like you're getting a little bit of melting like in some of the surfaces, but that's really about it.
But it's permafrost.
It's a lot of thermal mass,
Yeah.
to absorb the heat.
Yeah.
Keep it in one place for a few days, and that might do something.
Yeah, we just lose it as it sinks, burns its own little tunnel down into the ice. But yeah, so as you come out, Meldon sees you with it and just gestures, is like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I will look at the others. He has told us everything he can. I would like to take him to go back to the Underdark. He is a hired hand. He is no threat to us if his employer is gone.
I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah.
I trust your judgment.
Perhaps,
with uncommon words.
Perhaps, we let him go so long as he makes. So long as
Promise not to attack us again.
so long as he does his best to make sure that his fellows don't cause trouble for people on the surface.
We can't say that.
I mean, he's gonna say like, I mean, if I ever see them again, I'll tell them they better not.
And basically I will tell him we are here to stop the Frostmaiden. We are not here for academic research.
That sounds great.
Well.
I don't care. We live underground.
Very good. So, and I'll get up and I'll help him up
Okay.
and take him over.
Do you allow him to collect his short sword?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And I'll say, don't come near me with any light. I don't feel like falling. and I'll take the rope and I'll fly it up to the top.
Oh, okay. Oh, so to reconnect it.
Yeah.
Okay. He actually, yeah, he appreciates that a lot. And it's actually you only have to go halfway up because the
Okay.
guy who was climbing it up basically took a moment to cut it below where he was climbing.
Right.
So that's where it rejoins, and you can just retie it there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you go any further up or?
I want to check out that hot spring.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I won't tell them that I'm doing that, but I'm totally doing that.
Yeah, so he starts as soon as you've tied the rope. He starts climbing up it.
Mm-hmm.
As you make your way into that that room. So this enormous cave has glassy walls and a smooth domed ceiling, 40 feet overhead. The cavern contains 2 large pools, both of which have steam rising from them. And that's what you can see from where you are right there.
Oh, I really want to jump in, but I can't because people will worry. But I'm going to, if we rest here for the night, I am totally coming here to take a bath.
Oh,
Oh, this looks so lovely. Okay, and I'll fly back down and I will say, goodbye. I hope I never see you again because I don't want to kill you.
They're on the same page. Yeah. Yeah. So he makes his way up the rope and departs. So I think Iggy, if you show them the book, um,
Yeah, I'll show Valine and
Wilfred?
Wilfred the book. And
yeah. So the book is a spell book, and it contains the following spells: Alter Self, Cloud Kill, Comprehend Languages, Detect Magic, Everard's Black Tentacles, Fabricate, Fly, Greater Invisibility, Lightning Bolt, Mage Armor, Magic Missile, Misty Step, Sending, Shield, Suggestion, Web, and Witch Bolt.
Goodness gracious,
that's a pretty good spell book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks to you, Wilfred, and just says, I don't think many of them are rituals that you don't have already.
Well, one does have to keep an eye for the future. I'm thinking after we're done here, I might put some more dedicated study to non-ritual casting.
Perhaps I'll hold on to it until then.
Okay. So comprehend languages. That's something that I would like to get.
Okay.
Believe-
Yeah, that is a spell that I believe is a ritual spell.
Yeah. Basically, it's like yeah.
Yeah. So she certainly says she'll hold on to it, but if at some point you wish to copy comprehend languages, she'll certainly make it available to you.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I think that she pokes around and Professor Scant lectures somewhat on, oh yes, it seems like this was an observation platform at the top of a tower at some point, and it's just going on about statues. There's not anything terribly of note, although he immediately spots the wine bottle and just says, "I say, that looks to be Elverquist. That's a fine, rare elven liqueur. It's distilled from sunshine and rare summer fruits, you know. Rather scandalous to be in the hands of a dark elf, I would say.
Well,
well, I'll hold on to it for a little while. Maybe we can trade it later. A sip for some information since it's so rare.
Mara comes back down
Fine
and
diplomacy.
and turns to Rowan and says, "There's a hot spring up there. I'm totally going there tonight."
Valine says, we passed by it in such a hurry, but I am keen to look a bit closer at that strange spear we saw in the ice?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Sure.
If there's nothing else here.
Yeah, is there anything in this back corner cubby room?
No, it's just an
Nope.
empty cavern. It was just a
Okay.
place with cover that he retreated to previously.
Yeah.
I mean, can I put
Professor
Snowball
Scant.
back or
Sorry,
something?
there was a bit more of the that Professor Scant could share. It was that the statues were sculpted by magic, and given their costuming, he believes they depict Netherese wizards. Um, yeah, yep, that's about it. Sorry. Okay, so are people going back to look at that spear?
Yep.
And if Wilfred overhears the any talk about the hot springs going in there, yeah,
Mhm.
he'll probably say something like, I don't think something as inviting as hot springs would be unoccupied.
Mara was trying really hard to say that very quietly.
Well, if he would hear it.
Well, yeah. So I think if you know, I mean, if you're trying to keep it a secret, you need to not
Yeah.
just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, I think that they know that they're there because Piccolo went up one tunnel to go look and saw them. But they haven't. Nobody's seen them like in person except
Yeah.
for Mara.
But yeah, you didn't see anything else. But it's also there's a lot of steam in the air. It's a little hazy.
Mm-hmm.
So back up in this other room that you sort of passed by briefly because you're going to look at this tower first, and then you just kept exploring in that direction. This cavern has a 15-foot high ceiling and a smaller dead-end cave at the back of it. Sticking out of the larger cave's floor at a 60-degree angle is a giant-sized wooden spear with its obsidian tip pointing upward, and the weapon glows with a faint, cold light.
Unless Baleen would do it, Wilfred would go and start a identify ritual on it.
Okay, so identify does require you touch it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as soon as you touch it, Wilfred, like before you can do the spell, like as soon as you make contact with it, you feel like a magical jolt go up through your arm, and it feels briefly like it has just like wrapped itself around every bone in your body, and then it just kind of dissipates into, it's like it's startling but not painful, and then it just kind of dissipates into warmth throughout your body and then goes away, and the spear is not glowing anymore.
Okay.
Like it dissipated into warmth and then nothing.
As far as you can tell right now.
That was weird. That was warm and then not, and interesting.
Yeah, Valine is definitely like was observing. She's kind of was looking at it. She's now looking at you, and just says, "I suspect that this may be some kind of a lingering effect, but hard to say now. You don't feel any different?"
No. Can you identify yourself to see if there's a magical effect on you?
You can actually perform that spell to identify if there is a spell cast on you.
Yeah, so I think Wilfred would continue to do identify,
Mm-hmm.
but on himself,
Right.
because that's worrying.
Yeah. Hang on, let me look up the wording of it real quick, just because it's not a spell, but there is something happening.
Ooh, ouch.
Let's see. If you cast on a
I
creature,
accidentally rolled.
you learn
Okay.
whether any spells. Let's see. If you touch a creature, learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
Yeah.
which I would say this is not a spell. Hang on, what's... sorry, I always forget what the schools of magic are.
Abjuration, evocation, necromancy, divination,
Transmutation.
transmutation.
Um, it's not a spell, but you do feel that there is an aura of transmutation magic on you.
It's transmutation.
Mm-hmm.
But not a spell. Oh boy. Hopefully it's not like that curse.
When it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, it's better for me than for someone who can't take a few hits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Mara and Rowan, did you stay behind, or you just didn't move your tokens?
I didn't move my token.
Okay, so you guys are...
Yeah,
there with-
I was researching some stuff, so I
okay,
didn't move my
that's
token.
fine. So
Yeah, sorry.
that's okay. I just wanted to make sure if you guys were trying to be somewhere else. I'll just move you over there. So, the magic seems to have gone out of this spear. Nothing else seems to be happening in the immediate moment. What else? What are you gonna do?
Head back to the druid ladies and take a nap.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do.
All right. If you like, I will just quickly move your tokens because it's a lot
Yes,
of
please.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a complicated little setup there. Oop, look at you guys get to be in this frozen in solid ice for a moment.
Oh.
Ah, no.
So are we taking a long rest or a short rest here?
Well, I mean,
I am. Well,
I think-
if we're going to be going to the city, I think we better be better off with a long rest. I'd want to go into something like that fresh.
With all
I
our
don't
spell
think there's anything
slots.
that's going to be ambushing us right away.
So by the time you guys get there and you're starting to settle in, everyone can make a perception check.
Okay. Not my strong suit. I'll give it a shot.
16.
5.
Ooh.
At
18.
20.
Well, with a nat 20, I think, Rowan, you are the first to notice that Wilfred is taller than he was before.
what?
Like, you didn't notice it right away, but you just, like, now that you're looking at him, he is at least 3 inches taller than he was before.
How tall?
How tall were you,
5'6".
Wilfred?
Yeah, I come over to Wilfred and I look at him. How tall are you, Wilfred?
Oh, about 5.5 feet. Why?
Okay. Because so I still have to look down at him. But I'm like,
Well, if I stand next to him, I'm 5'11".
Yeah. So I think now that it's been pointed out, you can all realize this. Like he's definitely taller, but his clothes seem to be growing with him. Like the legs are not, sleeves are not too short now or anything like that. But yeah, he's taller.
I guess we figured out what that spear did.
Maybe.
I hope it's just make him taller.
And not like say transform him into a frost giant or something?
Well,
I mean, I'll put it this way, twin o' mine. If he ends up your size, then there's probably other effects.
yeah.
I'm not that big.
In
Well, you
comparison to the rest of us.
No, you guys are all tiny. I'm normal size.
Well,
It's a
If
matter
you-
of perspective.
if he keeps growing, he's going to be normal size.
That's nothing wrong with that.
Uh,
If he turns into a frost giant, then we'll worry. Until then, it's good being tall.
well,
Yes.
I think um, I think Wilfred is going to is a ground like ice or some form of dirt or
Well, yeah. So back in this room, this was the floor of which is a mixture of earth and ice.
well, Wilfred will go to some place where it's out of the way where people aren't likely to step. Lay down, like feet against the wall, and kind of make a mark at his head. So
Okay.
after we rest, I'm going to do that again. See if I grow more.
I did that as a child.
Yeah.
Does it mean it's not a bad? It's a bad idea?
Well, the problem is if the spear he touched is making him grow, when will it stop?
Probably when he's 14 feet tall,
I look at
so that your head doesn't hit the ceiling.
We'll find out. Hopefully.
I mean, it's not like we can do anything about it, right?
Not right now.
Yeah.
well, I mean, unless some of you guys can end magic effects, like
I have to take a long rest for that.
So, let's do that.
Let's see what happens. If yeah. You know, it might be a good idea for me to have my own dome, just in case. Don't want to. If I grow too big for it, don't want everybody else to fall to be inconvenient.
True, because if you grow up too much for it, then it'll go away, and then that would be bad.
Yeah.
All right. 2 domes.
2 domes.
All right. So everyone is preparing to take a long rest then.
Yeah.
Go to the thing. So I'm gonna ask Valine if she'll create the dome.
Oh
saying
yeah. No, she's been making her own separate dome because she assumes you guys don't want to sleep in one with the kobolds, kobold zombies. But yeah, so she was kind of assuming she would make one of her own anyway. But she can make one, and so if she casts one and then Wilfred casts his own, then you can all split
If the-
those as you like.
Do the kobolds need to be inside of a dome?
Not necessarily, except that it would potentially wasteful. I mean, the whole idea of the dome is to be protected, right?
I guess Wilfred will go ahead and take the kobolds into his own dome. That way, they can have protection and
Right.
they can Valine know if it fails because he grows.
Okay.
Wilfred and the Kobolds coming soon to the channel near you.
So what I'll say is that as you guys are kind of poking around and getting ready to do your rest, especially now that it's been brought to your attention, it's clear that he is still growing. So by the time it's been an hour since he touched it, he is a full foot taller.
oh
Oh boy.
yeah. Now I'm looking up at him, Mr. 6'5".
So yeah, you're eye level now with Ale. It's like that's not normal.
Oh boy.
What are we gonna do about it? I think we have to just see how this goes.
Nothing to do but wait
see
it out,
how
I guess.
goes.
I mean, I could. Do you want to keep growing?
I kind of want to know how much it goes.
Because I could do dispel magic on it.
Yeah,
we could try that.
Could I tell if this is something that will be permanent or
I mean, how would you tell?
any idea?
I mean, you can make an Arcana check.
Yeah, I think Arcana.
Would identify work on a spent magic item?
Well,
23.
so you did identify on yourself, and it told
Yeah.
you there was transmutation magic.
Yeah.
The spear, after discharging, it seems to no longer be magical.
So I got 23 Arcana check.
You don't have any. You suspect that the nature of this effect is that it is currently in process, and that so like your current state is not permanent, but it's going to finish what it's doing, and then it will probably stay that way until it is removed in some. Excuse me.
All right, then let's try a dispel, and I will cast dispel
Yeah.
magic at 4th level.
At 4th level,
4th level,
it does not seem to have any effect.
no effect, not even a
Oh.
chance.
Oh dear.
All right, well that's all I got.
Oh.
I mean, I could try that charm that I have, the charm of restoration, but
Good.
that's
Just be a
that's
lesser
just a lesser
restoration,
restoration. I don't think that's going to be powerful enough.
And even still, that's pretty big guns. We may need that. We are planning to go investigate a magical city of ancient
Right.
lizards.
So I got nothing left.
Well, Wilford,
I
let's
guess I'll
hope
see how big I get.
let's hope you don't get too big to travel with us.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could try lesser restoration, but I don't know that would do anything. What the hell? I'll try it anyway. Lesser
I'm looking at
restoration.
So you cast the spell, and it is clear to you that that is an insufficiently powerful spell.
Well, I kind of figured that, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, you get the sense that probably greater restoration would work.
but I don't get that. till
Nobody
next
has
week.
that.
Well, somebody got 2 charges of greater restoration.
No, 1 charge of greater and 1
Yeah.
charge of lesser, or 3 charges.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got it.
I would say not. I would still say hold on to that because so far,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem
mean-
to be harming Wilford.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, if
That's
he just
making him
gets
grow.
bigger, as long as he's not too big to travel with us, I think we're okay.
Does the Dryad come and investigate us?
Oh yeah, I mean, she definitely comes and greets you and just asks, how it went with. Did you talk to those others that came through?
They're gone.
The Dark Elves? Yes, we talked to them.
Yes,
Well,
I
one
didn't
of them.
especially care for them. They seemed kind of uninterested in conversation.
The mage was very single-minded. But we talked to the mercenary, and he was quite pleasant.
It
Well,
might
you
be
talked
a
to him.
language
We-
I did. He was quite pleasant.
I mean,
Yeah,
he
we
talked
didn't
in
answer what
Elvish
he
a
said.
little bit. He seemed more
Um,
comfortable in Undercommon, but
Well, yes, but it's all about what language you grow up with. I'm gonna ask the Dryad in Undercommon or in Elvish about that hot spring and like if there are any dangers there.
she says, "I don't know. I can't
Yeah,
see that far."
Okay,
Sorry.
guys, I will be back in a little while. Don't follow me because I am going to be indecent.
Blink, blink,
Wait,
blink, blink.
wait,
Wait.
hold
Wait.
on.
Be
I-
careful.
Go take a bath, damn it! I am dirty and filthy and gross.
We've not checked out that place.
I can still cast it. I have a 4th level spell available. Or I can still cast the hut. I have a 4th level spell available. I can put it around the hot spring while I am bathing. But I need to bathe. Guys, it has been so long.
If something is living in the hot springs,
The dome would still protect me.
Not if it was already there when you cast the spell.
Well, I would
And-
cast the spell when I, right before I get in.
It takes
And
10
this-
minutes to cast.
I know.
And how would you get away after the dome wears off? Seeing as the dome only lasts 8 hours.
I'm not going to stay there for 8 hours. I'm just going to stay there long enough to bathe.
Imagine the pruning.
Seriously.
Terrible. It could be quite
And-
possibly lethal level of pruning.
The last time one of us went off on their own, they nearly got eaten by a floating brain with a beak.
I
Yeah.
have methods to get away.
I had part of my arm eaten by a mimic. You were with me.
Yeah, and I saved you.
I
Fine, do you want to come with me?
if you're
Is
really
that an offer?
if you're really bent on a bath
Yes.
in the midst of this adventure,
Yes.
I'll come with you. It's fine. But I do say I warn against this. I think it's a bad idea.
Fine. Let's go. And unless something attacks us there, we don't have to roleplay it.
Oh, well,
Oh God, no.
Oh, God.
Oh God.
what I will say that your characters would have no way of knowing is that it is not a safe location.
Oh, damn it.
I think Wilfred's going, unless there's strong objection, Wilfred will say, yeah, we'll want to go too.
How I mean,
That
if you're really hell-bent on going, we've not checked it out, and the drow didn't say whether or not something terrible was there.
Well, clearly they passed through it a couple of times.
Valine, I think, will say it makes no sense to go to the place for the first time by yourself. It's one thing that if we go as a group and it's safe. That's
Fine.
entirely different than you just going off to explore the room for the first time by yourself. It's just not sensible.
I look around at everyone, unless everyone wants to take a bath.
I don't particularly want to take a bath in a hot spring. I just don't see the value in letting our healer go off to a possibly dangerous location by herself and told not to inquire for a while because she's taking a bath.
No, that doesn't sound like a good idea to me. I'm going to.
yeah, honestly, if we get there and nothing's there,
I will
You
put
can-
my own dome up and I will make it obscure so you don't get to see me. Fine.
That's fine. I think we're all, I guess, going to the hot springs.
All right.
Fine.
So did you set up the
Ruin
huts
my
or not
fun.
yet?
Not yet.
not yet.
I mean,
Not yet. We were still planning on stuff and things.
Rowan literally looks and goes, you know, for a while you've reminded me of my mother. In this moment, you've reminded me of her more than I ever thought.
I think that's a compliment.
Sort of.
Your mother is very nice.
She's
I like
also
her
very-
a lot.
She's also very risky.
And I've lived on my own for 5 years. So
You're in an underground cave. There could be, I don't know, like, listen, I've never explored this. I mean, who here has explored underground frozen caves? There could be, like, I don't know. We saw a giant interdimensional tentacle monster. That would be terrible to come out of a hot spring.
There are vampires.
Yeah.
fine, whatever.
I mean, I'm not trying to deprive you of a roleplay moment, Mara.
No, this is Mara being very petulant about really wanting to go to the hot springs and have a moment to herself.
I mean, listen.
No, I mean all that makes sense.
Yeah, This
but
is role play. Spence is not at all perturbed by anything that's happening here. So let's go.
Oh, sure. Great. All right.
Very
So,
good.
so everyone, I think maybe Valine had been in the process of casting her dome when all this started to happen, and she's just like, "Wait, really? All right. Well, I guess we're doing that now. All right. So, which way are you going? Are you going like back the way you came, or there's a couple of these passages that you haven't explored yet?"
I was gonna go the surefire way.
Yeah.
To the hot spring.
So back around the way where you fought the Dark Elves, and then up that tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is down this passage to the southwest, going through long twisty tunnel. and then back around to where that observation platform was, where the spear is. And then here's the tunnel here, and you can make. You're basically climbing up the rope. What I would say is, I keep trying to delete this circle, and it keeps coming back.
Just leave it.
No, it's fine.
It's a scar from the battle.
Yeah.
It's there permanently now.
But so you are now at the base of this tunnel. It is difficult terrain, but you don't need a check to climb it. So I'll just put you back there. You guys can proceed as you will.
I will go first. And I say, out of all of us, Mara has been the least asking. So I guess we can indulge.
Thank you.
I am tempted to say that Goliaths don't have a nudity taboo, given the lack of privacy in the caves we saw in their.
Are you climbing up there too, Rowan, Iggy?
Yes.
You guys just.
Yeah, I just got back. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
But
Okay, wait. Hold on. Stop. You guys, because once again in metatext, this is super not a safe place. So yes, we do have to do marching order and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I want to.
All right, so yeah, you guys. I think Valine does leave her kobolds at the bottom of this thing, just rather than figure out how to drag them up, because they're not going to be able to climb up the ropes very well.
Mara will let Rowan go first, but she's the next one on the rope.
Okay.
Going, I could totally fly, but I don't really want to, like in her head, she's like, fine, I'll let the man be a man, blah, blah, blah.
All right, well, I have to do a few things, because I thought you were going to go take a long rest first.
I thought so too.
Can I?
Mara doesn't think that there's anything dangerous up here, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a perception check.
Okay. All right. So, go ahead and make your perception check.
Plus we've been hanging out here for a while, so that'd be 17.
Okay. Just trying to make sure I understand the behaviors here. Okay. Yeah. So as you are climbing up there, and you're making, make your perception check, and you certainly see also that in this room, the enormous cave, glassy walls, smooth domed ceiling, 40 feet high, several large pools, and they have steam rising from them. So like that's primarily, what you see with the, with your perception check. But you do see that, I'll say with the 17, you see a little bit of a shape in the water in that most recent pool.
And the one closest to me?
Yeah.
Something seems to. I saw a shape in the one closest to us. I
and
say
then it
this.
starts to move as we're gonna all roll initiative.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh God.
I'm right there with you.
Wilfred is not fast on the uptake with initiative.
Okay. So, everyone, get your updated initiative on the tracker there, and then had Beline's sheet up earlier.
Rowan's like, I think I saw a shape in the. Oh crap!
Shape in the oak.
Yeah, so before, like as initiative starts, you saw just a little bit of a shape under the water and maybe it was moving a little bit. But now, um, let's see, did everyone get the,
Yep.
oh, see, why didn't that update her over here? All right, let's see. Oh, because I'm on the wrong layer. Okay. Um, okay. All right, so everyone got their updated initiative?
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so Rowan, you actually have the opportunity to go first before anything else happens. So you see the shape down in there. You see it just start to twitch a little bit. Everyone else, I would say, like Iggy is the only one that is still technically on an area where, like, if you lost your footing right now, you would slide down. Everyone else is more or less on stable footing right now. You don't need the rope. So Iggy's the only one far enough back to have to still hold on to the rope. But what are you going to do, Rowan?
Can I make out if something is coming out of the water, or is it like?
Well, I mean, it hasn't yet. All you know is that there's something in there and it's moving.
Huh. And if it's not bad and we kill it, I can probably eat it. If it is bad and we kill it, then we're safe. So, as a bonus action, I will cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
using my last festival spell on the shape I see moving in the water.
Okay.
And
so I still have it on the GM layer because it hasn't come out of the water yet, but I put the hunter's mark on it.
Thank you. And I will take 2 shots at it with my bow.
You're attacking with disadvantage because you can't see it clearly and you're firing into water.
Yeah.
Glub glub.
Yep. Let's see that.
Glub glub. Glub glub glub.
Now that's a victory song. You might be a little
Yeah,
premature.
I might be very premature. I was trying to give Rowan some confidence here.
Oh, there you go. Well, you're rolling at disadvantage, though.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, the 12.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And a 12 does not seem to be enough to hit. Like the arrow goes into the water, but doesn't seem to impact hard enough to penetrate whatever this thing is.
All right, second shot. Oh.
Yeah. It's hard when it's still underwater. The refraction is hard to see, and it's unknown shape.
Man alive.
And I'm definitely going to back up, and I'm gonna say something's in there.
Okay. All right.
All right, fine. You told me so.
So it is now this thing's turn. It emerges from the water. And let's give you the handout for this fine creature. It is a insect-like thing, blue with orange spikes all up its back, and a big,
Oh my god.
looking fin-looking thing, and a whole bunch of little legs. It's pretty mean-looking. It doesn't. It looks like that thing. It's not great.
Oh god.
Yeah.
By the character, I'm terrified.
Yeah.
At least not smart enough to be terrified of this thing, but I am.
Yeah, and it charges out of the water, bump, 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 and it's gonna run up to Rowan and try to bite him. It gets a 25 to hit.
Whew! Yeah, that hit.
And you realize as soon as this thing is coming close to you that it is just giving off tons and tons of heat from its body. And so with this bite, whereas it sinks its teeth into you, it does 15 piercing damage and 8 fire damage.
It's 23 damage. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I'm the most tanky in the party, but ouch.
Yeah. And then I'm also going to say that the more perceptive among you hear what you believe sounds like splashing from other pools.
This isn't the only
I'm-
one, people.
I'm sorry.
So,
Thanks, Mara.
question. Can we slide down this hole?
Sure, yeah.
If you wanted it to follow us down.
It seems like that might even be a smart thing to do. You'll have to see how that goes. But right now, that is all that's happened. You only see the one, but you hear splashing from elsewhere in that room. It's very steamy in there, so it's hard to see much past it. But that one just bit the crap out of Rowan, and now it's Iggy's turn.
Okay, Eldritch Blast 2 times.
Okay. And then I'm going to ask you to make a dexterity saving throw, because you're still climbing up a rope.
All right, 16.
Okay, 16 does hit.
Okay. So for 9 damage, push it 10 feet back.
Yeah.
That's good
And
because then people can
number
get out
two.
of the way.
Yeah.
17.
17 also hits.
All right, for 6 damage, push it another 10 feet back. Dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
Is a dirty 20.
20.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. You are able to maintain your footing despite attacking, and so you knock this thing back, and you sort of a couple of send it for a loop, and it sort of flops over back on its back for a little bit, and you see all of these dozens of legs just. But it's able to get back on its feet
just
pretty
unsightly.
Well. Yeah.
Does
you-
Wilfred get a opportunity attack?
not
No.
from this? Not from
Okay.
this.
Needs to be willing movement.
Yeah. So that is that's Iggy's turn. So Mara, you're next.
Okay, fine. You were all right. Let's just slide down the tunnel and not deal with this right now. I will hold them off while we do so.
No, you won't. You're going first. Go.
And Rowan says, when I start my venture with that hotel we got gifted, you can have all the hot baths you want without bug monsters.
Go.
So let me briefly, because there's a rule about sliding down these tunnels. Let me find it real quick.
Because they're not vertical, right?
No, but they are steep.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let me find the area that has that rule in it.
Who
I think it would
has
have been so funny if I Eldritch blasted him, pushed him 20 feet back, pushed myself 20 feet back, and just went, vroom!
well, so quick question. Who around me has light on them? Or you have light on you?
Yes.
Okay. So I can't do what I was thinking I would do.
Yeah, so it's been long enough that no one would still have the fancy dark vision.
Yeah.
Right. I was just thinking if I didn't have light around me, I'd just fly down with my
Well, so basically here the rule is that if you want to just slide down, you can, and it's pretty fast. And then you can make a strength saving throw to not be prone at the bottom. That's
Sure.
That's no big deal.
do that.
So
well,
no damage.
It's
just
not a
only-
big deal here when you know what's at the bottom.
Yeah.
So I will do that and say, "Follow me,"
All right.
and slide, and I get a 14.
Okay, yeah, so you do end up, here's what happens to you, is that you slide down and you collide with one of the kobold zombies, and it lands like face to face, like on top of you.
And that's how Mara invented bowling.
What? Sorry.
Yeah. It's just,
As she comes face to face with an undead corpse.
yeah. Well, not merely face to face, but she collides with it, and now it's laying on top of her.
Splurge.
Oh,
No, it's not juicy. He hasn't been dead that long.
no,
Okay.
just don't like
Still
it. I
juicy.
don't like it.
Yeah. This one was crispy, remember, because he died from the fireballs.
He's been well dehydrated.
Like
Extra
crunchy,
crispy
if
or
anything.
extra spicy?
Its
Kobold?
arm comes off
Yeah,
with the
flaky,
impact.
though.
It's fine.
Like the flaking ash. Yeah, peeling, skin peeling. All right. So in any case, that's what Mara did. Now it is the this is where I'm going to go ahead and give a brief, shot that you guys don't necessarily see in POV, but it would be in the TV version, which is there's more splashing, and what you realize is that the one that you've been looking at is the baby.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. This is bad.
Yeah, because the pool immediately to the north, you hear splashing, and then a bigger one, boom, boom,
Oh God. This is.
four. And I think it's snarling and hissing, and it's dashing to protect its young one. So
Oh God.
Oh no, not the younglings.
Don't worry,
yeah,
guys.
so it had to dash, but it gets all the way up to there.
Oh,
Oh,
Nikes.
wow.
Yeah. I'm
Well, here's a question: Would Iggy have let her or let themselves slide down?
Well, no, I mean,
no, I'm still there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Iggy specifically succeeded on a saving throw to not slide. But yeah, so it had to dash to do that. But yeah, it seems like someone from this direction attacked its baby.
Disengage.
Yeah, so that happens, and so it's Valine's turn, and she like yoink, slide. Yep. Okay. Wilfred, your turn.
Wilfred will look up to the big thing that just came up to him. I'm like, sorry to disturb you, and disengage, and woo,
Yeah.
slide down,
All right.
and get a 25 on the strength save.
Yeah. So I'm. Let me move
Sorry.
you, please, since I'm just moving you to the bottom, the slide. All right.
And
So-
and as I get down there, I see a Iggy, or I see a Mara on the ground saying, "There was a bigger one. That was the one you saw was a baby."
Yep. All right. That was Wilfred. Arvik.
Yeah, I'm gonna take out my staff and use it like a ski pole on my way down the slope.
Nice.
Strength saving throw. 14.
Okay. Yeah. You are on your butt. This is, and by the way, I'm taking this as movement and action to slide down. By the way, just because you're otherwise moving faster than you would.
Right.
You're half falling right now, and it's kind of.
Oh yeah.
So just mechanically, that's what I'm doing. And then Ale, your turn.
Ale will use his shield to try to body surf his way down this tunnel to get away from the giant scary monster of death.
Yeah.
Gets a 24 in strength save.
Yeah, no problem. However, I am going to have
Oh,
Wilfred
no.
do a dexterity saving throw.
Who?
Wilfred.
Okay.
Remember, you get a bonus because I'm near you. Let's do on your save because
You are so near you, in fact, that he is about to collide with you as he's.
8 plus basic, whatever the bonus
What was your save, Wilfred?
8 plus whatever his bonus.
That's two,
is.
so
Okay.
10.
Yeah. No, so you weren't on your butt, but now you are. Because you slide down and on your feet, and then all of a sudden a dragonborn kaboom. Although, what I will say is, you are taller than him now.
Oh jeez.
This is not.
So
Yeah.
Oh,
so
no.
I just imagine Ale comes down and just kind of takes Wilfred's feet out from under him. It's like, oh. Oh
All right.
jeez.
Okay, so Rowan, it is your turn again.
Yeah. My bad, ma'am. Disengage, dive down the tunnel.
All right. All right, make a strength saving throw, and then Arvik make a dexterity saving throw. Well, yeah, I guess uh, Rowan, you make your dexterity saving throw with disadvantage. Okay, yeah, so he collides into Arvik already on the ground, and they both tumble over each other. All right, okay.
Next time we bring a toboggan.
All right, so now, let's see, it's the baby one's turn.
Let the baby go back to the pool. Go back to the pool. Go
But
back to the pool.
it's behind its mom now, so the one that you saw is not really doing much. Now, Iggy, it's your turn.
Okay. I still have hold on the rope, right?
Yeah.
Instead of sliding, like,
I will say I'm going to make a perception check first.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
6.
Okay, never mind. So you are, what were you saying? You're holding onto the rope?
I am currently holding onto the rope. What I was thinking was that I would back up a little bit more slowly.
Okay.
Instead of just zooping down to the bottom. But actually, that sounds like a really bad idea. We're gonna zoop.
Embrace the zoop.
All right.
We'll embrace the zoop and the Tim Pim bowling at the bottom.
Yeah. So I think you make your strength saving throw at disadvantage because you're about to collide with Mara, who's on the ground.
Okay.
I would much prefer to have an Iggy on top of me instead of a zombie.
Well, you get both.
Just saying.
The zombie is the sandwich, squished further onto you, even harder by Iggy.
Yes, you're the terrible filling to this Oreo cookie.
This is not as good as a fluff and under.
So, 1.
Yeah, so not only do you fall on top of the zombie that's on you, but the pressure is enough that the zombie lets out an awful fart.
Wish.
Yeah. Yeah, and so several of you are prone. I think Aule is not prone.
No, yeah, LA surfed down and did not fall.
I think Aule is the only one that is not prone right now, right?
Valine.
Oh, you know what? Technically, I didn't roll for her. Let me do that now. I didn't. Oh shoot! I accidentally just launched Excel.
No, I thought you did.
Oh
and
no!
you succeeded.
Such a terrible fate.
Well, I don't like to load unnecessary programs while I'm streaming because I don't want to interfere with the stream. So that's for all of you, everyone out there watching. Valine also had landed on her butt.
Okay.
All right. So prone. All right, great. So that is
paladin stands
Iggy's
tall.
turn. Mara, you are up. You're prone, but you can use half your movement to stand up.
Mara is suitably ashamed and says a very quiet, I am very sorry. I guess let's go back to the Dryad's place and do the thing.
All right.
We are definitely still in initiative.
Oh God.
So
yeah.
then Mara's going to very quickly go back the way they came. However far that is. I'll let you do that, Jan.
Well,
Well,
if I can.
you have 15 feet of movement, so you can
Okay.
do like that.
Oh, I'll wait until my turn.
And dash, possibly?
Yeah, definitely dash.
So you could move another 30 feet if you're moving. You could get to there. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, fine. That's fine.
That's right.
It's all
Okay.
good.
Glad we killed all those piercers.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
So here's where I will not make anyone roll for this, but I'll say that it's just sort of a collective realization that you have as a group is that all throughout these tunnels, you've been finding these long, smooth, round tunnels with glassy ice sides.
Yeah.
Perhaps a creature of about that diameter that gives off a lot of heat and has a burrowing speed might have been what made these
Oh.
tunnels.
That occurred to the player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was Mara's turn, and it's now the mom's turn, and the mom is absolutely chasing you.
Yeah, I kind of
So-
figured you would.
Because it is how I did it with all of you, I'm going to have it essentially be using its action, but it is absolutely just sliding down. And
Oh,
I'm
God.
going to request that, let's say, dexterity saving throw for you, Ally, to see if it now knocks you on your butt. But then,
13.
yeah, I think that's fine. But Iggy and Aule and Rowan are going to just take 7 bludgeoning damage as this just thing crashes into you at the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's also hot. This thing,
I don't
its
like
flesh
this.
is just really, like, it's just gives off a touch of heat. In fact, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to actually roll more damage because you take fire damage too just from touching it. That's enough. So 7 of just bludgeoning damage, but then another 5 of just fire damage from how hot this thing is. It's just like, it's like touching a hot stove, just its flesh.
So I'm bloodied. Because I'm below half.
Okay, so yeah, it is Valine's turn, and she understands that yeah, this seems like it's not going great. So she is just going to stand up with half her movement and then dash. 3, 4, 5, 6. But as she runs, she looks to the kobolds and says, "Slow it down." All right, Wilfred. And then I think, yeah, the zombies kind of move in. They're looking like they're gonna move in and attack it and give the rest of you an opportunity to flee.
Oh boy, talk about sacrificing your pawns.
Well, that's why you have them.
Yeah, I'm not saying we shouldn't do that, but yeah. Oh
Yeah.
God,
It's going to get up.
giant bug monster of death. It can burrow through ice.
Yeah. So, Wilfred, are you standing up and then dashing away as well?
Yeah.
All right.
Time to run.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
How tall is he now?
Well, so the rule
No.
basically is that he is growing a full foot per hour at the moment.
Ooh.
And so I think it's still only been about an hour and a half. But what that means is that he is now 7 feet tall.
Good. He's catching up to you, Arvik.
Yes.
How long until I'm not considered a medium creature?
A little while yet. But yeah, so
Definitely after a full rest, you will be.
okay, so Arvik, your turn.
Yeah. Stand up. Move 15 feet. Hopefully, it's not going to trigger a attack of opportunity.
It does not for you, no.
Okay. I got 1 slot left. It's almost certainly immune to cold.
And probably fire as well.
Yeah. And I don't have anything that does any of that. So,
Oh God, how did we hurt this?
yeah, I'm just going to dash
Radiance
for
and
now. Oh,
Necrotic,
yeah.
maybe?
I'm going to, yeah. I'm going to pull out the laser rifle and do a quickened. Use the last of my sorcery points to do a quickened true strike and shoot it with the laser rifle.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that.
17 to hit.
17 just hits.
11 radiant damage.
Yeah.
And
It
that
is
is
not
my turn.
immune to radiant damage. And you
And
leave a
we
little
mark
mark
off
on
the-
its armor.
Mark off my ammunition.
Okay. Ale.
All right, so if I do move, it's going to get a target of opportunity on me. So I'm going to use the disengage and then move 30 feet.
Remember, you were prone?
No, I was not. I was the only one who wasn't.
You got
Oh,
knocked
yeah,
down.
okay, I get... No, I...
Yeah, he was the only one.
Well, you were the only one that stayed on your feet originally, but then it crashed into you, and I couldn't...
And
I
then you said, yeah, that's fine. When
yeah, all right.
so,
yeah. Okay, so that's fine then. So you can use your action to disengage and then 30 feet.
Yep, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
All right.
That's my turn. That's entirely my turn.
Yep. Rowan.
Does standing provoke an attack?
Oh,
No.
Okay. So I'm gonna stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, do I have? We didn't take the rest, so I don't have any freaking spells. Well, shucks the baby ducks.
Can't believe you guys did this without resting for...
I'm so sorry.
No, it's great. It's great.
Unintentional excitement.
Inspiration for Mara.
oh, Christiana just loves it. The first people you should be.
No, Mara is so upset about all this.
And
Well,
the worst
inspiration
part-
for Mara, by the way.
Huh?
You get inspiration for sure.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
And the
Volunteering
worst
in
part,
character to do something really dangerous for the party definitely earns inspiration.
and the worst part is the one person in the party who's generally non-self-sacrificing is standing down this monster.
So you stand up and
I'm gonna move 15 feet
all right. It's gonna make an attack on you.
at disadvantage because I have escaped the horde.
Oh yeah, okay. So disadvantage. Ooh, it's the same roll for both, and it's
Ouch.
a 30 for both.
Oh my God.
And it's not a crit.
No.
Ooh wee.
Oh boy, you guys. That's 43 piercing
Oh
and 7 fire damage. And if the target is a creature, it is grappled and
Oh, no.
restrained.
So it's got it in his jaws now.
Are you unconscious, Rowan? From 50 damage?
Oh, it did. Oh wait. Oh God. Please tell me that it was still there. Oh, please tell me.
What?
The temporary hit point. No, it's been too long.
Temporary
No, the
hit points
temporary
don't-
hit points last until you take a long rest.
Oh, so we did. Oh, thank the gods. Oh, thank the gods. And so, how much total was it?
50.
I'm at. So I had. It was. I think it was 10 or 11.
It was 11 temporary hit
11.
points.
Holy shit! So I'm at 7.
Oh,
Okay.
crap.
So here's the thing right now. You are grappled and restrained, and you are certain that this thing is going to try to eat you.
Oh, bloody
And
hell.
so my point being here is that you still have your action, and you might want to use it to not be grappled anymore. If you can.
That is exactly what I would like to do.
Okay, so we need athletics or acrobatics at disadvantage.
Crap. I will try athletics because I'm slightly better at that.
Cross your fingers, folks.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
Both hands, fingers crossed.
As many fingers as you got.
Fingers, toes.
All right, hold on.
Eyes.
Hold on. What did it? Oh, okay, I see what it did. Okay, let me get back into the thing so it loads. Sorry. Boy, howdy. So here we go.
Drum roll.
Yeah, so that first
no.
roll is being a natural 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems bad. Ooh. Yeah, okay.
Hold on a second. I would like to make an observation.
Okay.
If you have inspiration, you can expend it when you make an attack roll, etc. Additionally, if you can have inspiration, you can reward another player for good role playing, clever thinking, or simply doing something exciting in the game. When they do something that really contributes to the story, you can give up your inspiration to give that character inspiration.
it!
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I will let you essentially cancel out that natural 1 and roll 2 more.
Oh boy, I'm not a strong character. We're
Well, it
gonna
can
try
be
this.
athletics or acrobatics.
I have a +2 in acrobatics and a +3.
So, and you rolled a strength save, not, yeah, so. What
is
we're
it
looking
strength
for is
save?
a
Okay,
check.
okay.
The skill check,
oh.
acrobatics or athletics. Okay, that's not bad.
That's good. That's good.
Oh please, for
You know
all the
what?
things.
I'm going to rule that the inspiration granted just lets you take, like, just cancel out the 1, and I'll let you use that 18.
Okay.
I didn't kill.
But spoiler effect.
Not yet, anyways.
Yeah, we don't know how strong this thing is.
Okay, so, yeah, so you used half your movement to stand up, tried to move away, and so you still technically have half your movement. Make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can drop out of, like, land on your feet as you fall out of its, you wrench yourself free from its mouth.
Okay, I'm better at dex. Please, for the love of all that's holy.
Well, so, like...
All right, that's better.
17.
Okay. Yeah. So you land on your feet, and you still have 15 feet of movement, and you, your what's it? It used its opportunity.
Already
attack
used
already.
its reflex action, so
Yeah.
you won't get attacked again when you keep running away.
Oh, sweet mercy.
Run.
Oh, wow.
Oh dear God.
And I thought I was close to death when the assassin hit me for damn near 40 points.
Well, yeah. You got close enough inside that thing's mouth to know that that was real bad news. It was like, that was really bad, and there would be a limited number of things that people could do to help you.
Oh, God.
Oh God. How do we get you out of its mouth?
But you're also not out of danger yet, so go ahead and decide what you're going to do with that remaining 15 feet of movement.
That's
And I
move
guess
is close.
technically you didn't use your action yet, so you could use that to dash.
Oh,
Probably.
Oh, I'm
action
definitely
was to-
dashing. Definitely dashing, moving towards the tunnel.
Okay, so I'll move you as far as you can go if you
Absolutely.
want. Yeah.
So that'd be 45 feet.
Yeah. So I'll just move you, just to.
And sadly, I can't cast. I'm out of first level spells, so I can't cast Zephyr Strike, which would have gotten me double.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Okay.
And Dimension Door would be so useful right now.
Well, it already used its opportunity attack.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So it is now the baby one's turn, but those are the least of your worries right now. So Iggy, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to stand up, and it's already used its reaction, so
Yep.
I could just dash my 45 feet.
Correct.
1, 2, 3. That's 15 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can kind of sort of get on top of Valine. That's
I'm
about as
just
far as I can go.
I'm just hoping that the maternal instincts will allow this creature not to travel too far
From baby.
away from its baby.
Well, its baby is following it, so
Maybe.
Well, she might be like a bear or a mother bear and not allow her babies to get into potential danger, which would mean she would stop them. So maybe we're okay.
yeah.
All right.
Let's
So that was
let's
Iggy's
not count
turn.
let's not count our
Yeah.
eggs before they're hatched.
Mara, it's your turn.
4th level sleep
Okay.
on it.
Alright.
That does mean that I'll have to go like backtrack a little bit so I can see it.
I'd rather you didn't.
It's not going to
okay.
work.
Why is it not going
It's
to
got
work?
way too many hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I do it at 4th level, though, it's
I'm not going to tell you how many it has, but more than that.
Yeah.
well,
Even if you rolled max, it's not enough.
Okay, fine.
Just run.
Twilight Sanctuary and
Remind me what
Yeah.
do you have enough channel divinities left?
I have one more channel divinity left.
Okay.
So Twilight, because I only used the one this
Okay.
long rest,
All right. And then
or this short rest, I should
Okay,
say.
but what's the radius of that again?
That is everybody within 30 feet
Okay.
of me.
Why is my not working? There we go. Here we go. All right. So
And I'll move forward a bit, but I'll try to keep everybody like in my circle as much as I can. I know Arvik is a little far behind, but hopefully he'll catch up.
right.
Temporary hit points. Got it. So that
All right.
is 14 temporary hit points for everybody.
Oh, thank the merciful.
All right. So after your turn, it is the mom's turn, and it's going to move forward. And given the nearest thing right now, there is the Icewind Kobold zombie. It's going to go for that.
Arvik, run.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. It gets a 21 to hit, which definitely hits the zombie, and does 51 damage to it. And it's like, yeah, it is
Chomp.
currently just crunching this crispy kobold. Was a zombie, but it's kind of not anything anymore.
Now it's just
chunks
meat.
now.
It's food.
Meat for the gristmill.
All right, and so I think it only has the one attack. Yeah. So yeah, it just basically chomped down on that zombie, and that was its turn. So Valine's turn and just says, "That's what they're for. You're welcome."
Can you make some of these piercers your zombies and send them it?
They don't move very fast though.
No, it's only humanoids. I could get
Damn it.
into it, but it's kind of complicated. Yeah, so she's just running as well. Boop, boop, boop.
The next time a hot spring monster asks if you're a god, say yes.
All right, Wilfred, your turn.
Okay. Temporary hit points. Got them. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, you apply them at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
6. If you're in at the start of your turn, does that mean you get them, or?
You do.
I think you have to finish your turn in the circle, but I honestly think there's.
Yeah, it's at the end of the turn.
Yeah,
If you end your turn in the sphere.
Yeah, but here's the thing. There is substantial value in being far away from that thing. That is probably.
Yes.
If you were to do the cost-benefit analysis of the temporary hit points versus being farther away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what I would recommend. All right. That's Wilfred's turn. Arvik, you're up. This thing.
Yes, I saw what it did to that kobold.
Yeah.
I am going to cast Fly
Nice.
and
There
say,
you go.
coming through, and fly.
And it does have a 10-foot reach.
But it's eating?
You know what? It's complicated because usually when it bites something, it's got the thing grappled in its mouth, but the zombie just fell to pieces. So normally, if it had something in its mouth, it couldn't bite again. But I think it fell to pieces.
But wait,
Okay.
did it use its reaction? It used its reaction
it had
before.
its turn, but it had its turn again.
Oh.
Yeah.
when it ate the zombie.
All right, let's play it. Let's play it.
All right. It gets a 19 to hit.
I cast shield.
Woohoo!
My armor class is 20.
Nice.
Coming through 20,
Shout out
30,
again.
40, 50, 60 feet.
Mhm. Now you can have your temporary hit points.
10 HP.
Yeah. Although you had some already from your false life, I think, right?
I did have some, probably not enough to save me if it actually
Well-
bit me and grappled me and swallowed me.
Yeah, well, that could have been real bad. So,
Listen, I
yeah.
think I'm the second and or the first person with the highest hit points in this
Right.
party, and it wrecked me.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the question: is everybody just going to be dashing away from this thing as fast as possible?
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
the plan?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You get away. We don't have
Okay.
to. We don't have to do it as a
It
chase
spends,
here.
it spends its time having a kobold snack.
Yeah, so
Two kobold
I think
snacks.
what happens is that as the rest of you get around the corner, it stops pursuing and it drags that other zombie back up to its babies.
Oh.
Well, hey. Yeah.
Well, we did with something. One good thing happened. We learned not to go where the hot springs are.
Well,
And
and,
we also-
and for that matter, Valine says, well, I suspect that they're not hot springs at all. They're just pools that are created by the heat that those things give off.
Yes.
And also, we know to avoid that room on our way back.
At all costs.
Yes.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we can manage to move, stealthily. We might be able to avoid their attention.
So I'm going to just move everyone back to the grove because
Okay.
you run away in terror, which is the entirely rational reaction, and you make it back to the grove. You realize by the time you make it past the spear and lots of these little twists and turns that it would have a hard time following you through there anyway, and it also doesn't seem to be pursuing any longer, and so.
Okay, so what I was going to point out a minute ago is that this tunnel right here also goes up there.
Yeah, I think as you get back to the grove, you recognize that, yeah, that's actually another one of those same kinds of tunnels.
Oh dear God.
That's a-
Because Piccolo
That's a
went up
tempo.
there to,
Uh-huh.
Is that
spy
like a-
out on there
Yeah.
last time.
That tunnel does absolutely go to that same room.
Mara will immediately start casting the her tiny hut for whoever is going to be in her tiny hut.
Yeah.
Right.
How's Wilford doing with his size problems?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not been that much more time since we just talked about it. You were literally fleeing for your life. It's been about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's probably gained a half inch.
Yeah, once
It does not
the,
seem to have stopped, though. That's for sure.
once the tiny hut is complete, Rowan will pop a squat and be like, "Ow."
I think Hathawin comes out and just kind of says, "Did you find out what was in the hot springs?"
Yes.
Badness.
Yeah,
Lots
don't
and
go
lots
there.
of badness.
Oh, that's. I'm sorry. That's good to know, though. I'll be able to warn anyone else who comes after you.
Yeah.
Ah.
I think,
So
Yep.
if you know for sure something is bad, maybe that could be, well, maybe don't warn people that you know will cause harm.
Yeah, the next time you see some of those individuals that match the ones we saw earlier, the dark elves, the ones that came through here earlier, let them go find out.
Rowan, take 30 hit points.
Well, I also just healed. I did prayer of healing.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Everybody gets 25.
That puts me up to maximum.
Hey, Wilford is much better.
I got healed for 55.
But
Thank you.
yeah, so between the paladin and the cleric, you're doing a bit better. But Mara is like profusely apologizing to I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I truly thought that there was no danger there.
Well, now we know what made the tunnels, and now we know that that room is a room of death and to stay away from at all costs.
And Mara, it's
Mara will take it. Wilford will give her a very
No,
Yeah.
Mara doesn't want anybody to touch her.
okay.
Rowan goes, Mara, it's okay.
But it's not okay. You almost got eaten by the thing.
To be fair, I've almost been eaten by a bear. My mom, it's a long story. We went camping. My mom was teaching me some things I didn't realize, and it's fine. It's fine. And let's be honest, the best thing I've acquired this entire trip has been this necklace because it helps. Trust me. But it's okay. And when we get back home and we've dealt with all the things we've dealt with, all the hot spring baths you want. One of the things that it took me a while to understand and get over was the smell of the wild when I was out living in the woods with my mom.
Honestly, if we can find a pond or something, that heat cube, that thermal cube could probably actually make it a pretty, at least start out to be a pretty decent bath.
Rowan gets a look in his eye. If we did start this Seeker Inn, we could use that to make hot springs.
or at least, warm baths for people who.
Yeah. Wilfred, you got the right idea.
Yeah.
This wasn't that dangerous. I mean, it was dangerous, sure, but it wasn't all for naught.
Mara looks at Valine going, I know you know that they're trying to make me feel better.
Yeah, I mean, she, I think her look, this is where she knows she doesn't have to say I told you so, because it's so obvious that you know that. And so she is able to give you empathy in her way of, you and I have a shared understanding that it's a good thing that you didn't go by yourself.
And to be fair, actually, really quick question. Wilfred and Ale, what's your max hit points?
68 without any boost.
78.
So Arvik,
Yes.
with yours?
58.
So I am the tankiest member of the party. So yes, it was
I have 69.
Twice.
And I have 67.
Okay, so I have 84.
Well,
With the
you've got
amulet.
that
Yeah.
thing that gives you the 19 Constitution, which is a big
Yes, which is amazing.
Yeah.
deal. Yeah.
Which is why I did not die. So
Yep.
So, just for fun, I'll tell you guys what happens if you had not managed
Yeah.
to avoid
Get
that.
swallowed. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So on its next turn, it does have to make another attack, but it would have been a plus 11 at advantage.
oof.
And if it lands that attack against the creature that is grappling, you are swallowed. On your at the start of your next the Remoraz's next turn, you would take 6d6 acid damage. And then the only way to get it to spit you out is for everyone else to either kill it or for you to be able to do 30 damage or more on a single turn. And even if you do that, it gets to make a saving throw.
Holy
So
hell.
as a player, is it immune to poison?
No.
Okay. So potentially I could do that damage without using a crit, but that would sacrifice the remaining the remaining vial of wyvern poison that I was so gifted by the men who tried to take my life.
So in any case, well, and all that damage does is force it to have to make a saving throw that it might well succeed.
Yeah.
But in any case, that didn't happen because you guys,
I'm alive.
Yeah.
Slightly soggier for the wear, but I'm alive.
Well, so that's a dangerous creature for you, characters at your level because it doesn't take much. Okay, so here's my question. Um, are you feeling like there's anything else left in the caves that you would want to explore, or are you thinking you're going to take a long rest and then head down towards the city?
The latter.
I definitely
I
say
As-
long rest and head to the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder. Well, see, my thing is for Iggy is whether or not there are more of those ice mirror things
Oh,
up here that we need to get rid of that so that the shadow, whatever it is.
You have not been given any impression that was more than one of those.
Okay.
I mean, it's a valid concern, I guess, but you have not been
Yeah.
given any sign or evidence to suggest that.
Okay. So I think what Iggy would opine is I'd really like to go back to that table that Mara checked out to search again to see if there are any of those things left, and then we can proceed. But
What? I don't know what table you're talking about.
the
What?
The
table
one-
that you could become you could
Where
use like a scrying spell
The
and
guided tour thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, so to search and see if I could find another one of those things just to make sure that there aren't any.
we could take a long rest and do that and then head to the city. Seeing as we know the path back there and we cleared it out.
How
Well,
about this?
most
I
of
will
it.
offer not to deny you roleplay stuff, but there's not any. So I'll
Okay.
just like your sword can reassure you that the danger from that particular creature is past
Okay.
for now.
For now. Okay. Okay, then yeah, to the city.
All right.
Let's.
Well,
Yep.
so
Stuff there.
so you still have the long rest to do, but are you doing like watches or?
No, we can trust the dome and just sack out for the 8 hours. Not worry about that. Or have to go with shifts and the danger of having times when the dome is not there.
But I will say the mother creature didn't follow us, so I think we're safe to say that it doesn't want to get away too far from its younglings.
Let's hope either that or it just wasn't that smart and it forgot we were around.
Or Valine gave it a good snack.
Mara will ask the dryad, do you sleep, my friend?
No, it's a curious thing that I've seen other creatures do. I mean, there are
Would-
times where I sort of go dormant for a while and dream, but I could always, I don't become unaware.
Would it be an imposition to ask you to warn us if anything should come our way while we are resting?
All right.
Thank you. That would be very kind.
Befriending dryads.
Yeah.
Good source of guarding.
So, so everyone is gonna go ahead and do their long rest.
Okay.
I would like everyone to make for me a wisdom saving throw. Now, this is you don't have to worry about this one. Just
Okay.
When we get
it's
a bonus
flavor
near
stuff.
me.
10.
17.
Wow, you guys are rolling,
19.
getting some good high rolls. 10 for Wilfred.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. We get Mara.
Mine was 18.
Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah. Okay, so only Wilfred has this. You know what? Never mind. I'm skipping all that. I don't care. So here's what happens though, is that as you are sleeping, you are. It's restful enough. You get the benefits of the long rest, but it's certainly not the most easy night's sleep you've had. This place is just stressful to be in. And Wilfred, those of you who have any, awake time to look, note that Wilfred continues to grow.
Oh boy.
And after a long rest, he has grown another foot for every hour. And so that means that he is now, as you wake, 15 feet tall.
Holy
And
hell.
what is your strength score, Wilfred?
18.
It is 19 now. And then hang on. Actually, it might actually be higher now that you're, let's see. Sorry, there it is. Okay, so, at 15 feet tall, your strength score is actually 21 now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is weird.
Yeah.
Am I considered a large creature?
Or even
Yeah.
huge?
No. I think you're now large.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, at some point during the night, the dome just, I imagine the dome just kind of.
Up.
The
Big
dome would
Wilfred.
still exist as long as
No.
part of you is in it.
It cannot
It
hold
can't
a
take large creatures.
That sucks.
But here's the other thing that's going to happen because your plan is to be done with the tunnel, the caves now that you're heading towards the city. You also level up.
Woohoo!
Oh, okay.
So
and
we usually do that
and-
between sessions, but I think we're getting close to, like we can still do some stuff, but let's go ahead and have you guys do your level up stuff.
Well, Arvik is I'm going to trade in one of my feats in order to get the extra points of strength so I can take a level of paladin.
Nice.
Mara's still going straight cleric.
Oh sure, yeah.
I don't know. I feel we're conflicted. From a meta standpoint, I can't figure out how Ollie would get a level of sorcerer reasonably, especially given his intelligence.
You've
Hey,
literally
well,
been.
okay.
You've spent your time with Arvik. Arvik is
Yeah.
a sorcerer.
He's
He's-
getting his paladin
yes.
from training with you, and I think it, Bahamut has seen fit to have you rub off on each other a little bit. Gosh, that's
Yeah.
wrong. That's not
That seems
exactly what I meant to say, but yeah.
perfectly. I mean, I'm learning from you.
Yes, you're
and-
influencing
and-
each other.
Yeah.
And you've
Okay.
certainly been involved in powerful magical things, and so I think. Do you know what sorcery origin you're going for? Because
I don't know. This is kind of new.
Would certainly make sense.
Draconic
Yeah.
is in there. Yeah.
But I would absolutely allow you to take one of the others too.
I don't
but
know.
that
I've
is
never
one of the
done this
options.
before, so this is
Yeah.
new to me. So let's
Oh, sure.
okay. So let's level up. All right. So manage levels.
Yeah, and which one is just at the very bottom of it? The page is add another class.
Ah, there we are. Thank you. Luckily, primary ability is charisma because if it was intelligence, this would not work.
Right. I mean, that's why it works so well with paladin.
Woohoo! The saving throws on my spells are 15 now.
Sorcerer's origin, draconic bloodline. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I have Indomitable. I can re-roll a saving throw that I failed once per long rest. Okay.
It's proficiency, spellcasting. And that
Okay.
goes-
All right. It's a choice between Ascendant Step and let's see, where is it? There's one that lets you pull. So that my Eldritch Blast could both push and pull depending on which one I wanted it to do.
That's cool.
Or I could do Ascendant Step and I can levitate at will.
Ooh.
That
I have
sounds-
greater restoration now.
Yay!
I think you ought to cast that on Wilfred as soon as you wake up.
Well, I mean, it depends. You guys.
Do
decide
I?
Yeah, I mean, you decide how you want it. Because Wilfred, other than being 15 feet tall and proportionately heavy, and all of his stuff seems to be growing with him, does not seem to be suffering any other effects. So I
Right, but if
guess-
he gets
Okay.
too much taller, he's not going to be able to fit through the tunnels.
well,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, right
Well,
now you are gonna. It's gonna be a little bit of a squeeze. You're gonna have to like duck down through some of them.
I
And
must have done something wrong because my hit points went down. Is that right?
No.
Because it went down to
Um,
75.
Oh yeah,
Well-
mine did too.
Well, did you
Mine
guys
went down to
previously
66.
have like artificially increased
Yeah.
maximum from some spell
I-
like aid or something?
No.
Eight?
Oh, from aid. From
Yeah.
aid.
Oh,
So,
maybe
yeah,
maybe
that
I had
would-
aid. Maybe. No.
We
Okay.
Yeah,
have been
no.
using aid.
I used aid last session.
Hold on.
Oh.
Unwind. Can I unwind? How can I best? I should have made a copy of this. Dang it.
We'll straighten it out.
Yep.
Well, if I find any fifth level ritual spells, I can copy and use them. Hey, assuming I have the components and such.
Here's a question that I've got for Aule. Do you have a spare sword?
Do I have a spare sword?
Are there any spare martial weapons in the group? Because I can use them now.
I have short swords, but I do not have a long sword.
Yeah.
My long sword is my hex weapon, so you don't want to.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a.
It's special.
And Wilfred has a hand axe, but
I mean, I have javelins, but
Well,
I
we'll
only
just have
the-
to keep. We'll just
I
have to
only
keep
have
our
the
eyes
way.
open for something.
if Marcher or Arvik decides to ask that, I think Wilfred will try and experiment and give his hand axe, which probably grew along with him, right? To Arvik, see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that the hand axe is now the equivalent of a battle axe for.
I will. I may have to whittle the half down a little bit so that it's something I can get my hands around. But yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds great. I will.
So
I will take that.
it
and
does
use it as a
not.
battle axe.
Yeah, it does not shrink down when you give it over, Wilfred.
All right.
Yeah, I wonder, could we try another round of the fruit?
I think we determined that no, we couldn't.
Like
Told us it would make us sick.
after a day. That's the
Well,
So-
it's not been 24 hours though. It's been more like 10 hours.
okay.
Maybe on the way back out.
Yeah, because just in case someone got one of those greater restoration or restoration
Well, yeah,
charms.
so that's the question of now that you have greater restoration, Mara, are you going to cast it on Wilfred? I mean,
I think you really should.
it's really up to you guys.
I would ask Wilfred, do
Uh.
you want me to cast Greater Restoration so that you don't grow anymore?
Does it seem like I've been growing since I still
Oh, yeah,
growing?
you know,
15 feet tall.
You are
You're-
definitely
Yes.
still
At
growing.
this-
Yes.
It
At this
hasn't
point-
stopped then. Okay.
has
At this
not
point,
stopped.
you are bigger than Arvik, and matter of fact, you're bigger than Arvik's love because she's taller than him.
Well,
Valine
it-
says that it seems most likely that was a frost giant spear, and so it therefore seems likely that you would grow to the size of a frost giant, which tends to be between 20 and 25 feet tall.
Well, okay.
That would be
since-
very inconvenient height to be. Trust me.
But it doesn't seem to be harming him or affecting his mind in any way.
If we were outside, I would say, let's see how far it goes. But since we have to go further into tight tunnels, because I'm barely going to be able to get through here.
I asked the Dryad, do you know how tall how big the tunnels are leading down that way? Because I remember, or better yet, we'll just ask you, Christiana, since you informed us that
So
going down that one tunnel
the
was
amount that you went down that tunnel before, you could still make it, for sure. And you think that probably if you are 25 feet tall, you might have to do it on your hands and knees.
but
But
I
it wouldn't be physically too small. That said, some of the tunnels that you've explored in this place would be too small.
yeah, I'm
But-
gonna go ahead and say, okay, if you have the ability to do so,
Greater Restoration does have a material cost.
yeah, that's it.
Let me
That's-
see. So it is diamond dust, which the spell consumes.
would
Did
now
we find any diamonds? I don't think we did.
no, we didn't. We found amethysts or rubies. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well then, I guess that solves answers that question.
Maybe we'll find them in the city because we have a lot more to do before we leave here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And hopefully it will stop it'll stop when you get frost giant sized.
I mean, hey, maybe you'll stop at like 20 feet tall, and then we don't have to worry about it.
yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I guess
I mean, at that tall, you could probably go find that ring in the lake.
Yeah, the fish would just be nibbling on your toe.
a bit further than that, right? Right. Like,
Well,
bit,
yeah, it was deeper than that. Yeah.
yeah, deeper. Yeah. But if I was 25 feet tall, proportionally stronger and such, I probably wouldn't fear whatever creature it was that was
Yeah.
assuming I wasn't drowning or freezing.
Hold on to the cube.
That'll work.
Do you want the ring back? The ring of warmth?
Not yet.
We got the cube.
Not,
We got
not gonna
So
break
the way that I think that cube is going to have to work here is that it's not instantaneous. So probably what it means is if you're carrying it along into a place that's cold, it doesn't instantly feel warm, but it's certainly giving off heat. But I think it probably takes a little bit for it to warm up the air around it. And if you're constantly traveling, it probably keeps you warm where you are, but it doesn't instantly make it, 95 degrees around you.
It's like you're walking around with a space heater.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
that Iggy has on his back.
Yeah. So I would certainly say it keeps you guys warm enough.
Piccolo
if
is
you
a
carry it
loving
around with you. But it only gets as hot when you are stationary for a while.
Yeah, Piccolo is great. You gave Piccolo a space heater. It's a wonderful time.
Yeah. He's a very happy little dragon.
Alright.
Little pseudo dragon.
So, you all are ready to head down that way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
Hathaway the Dryad wishes you all good luck. And then you make your way, start going down that tunnel. It's still a little bit awkward for you, Wilfred, but not too bad. You
Wilfred's
just
going
have
to let
walk
everybody
hunched
else go
over a little
first
bit,
because
yeah.
in case we have to.
Oh, I think actually you should go first because if there's trouble, you're not going to be able to get past us.
Okay.
Or we'll have trouble getting past him.
Okay. But so before we leave, Wilfred will say, I look forward to trying your fruit on another day. Again on another day.
She says,
And-
I'll definitely give you some if you come back instead of dying.
That's the plan.
All right, so there's nothing more to see on this map. But what happens is you all travel through that tunnel for about a mile.
How many hours does that take?
A mile.
I think a mile through that tunnel you guys are reasonably moving
I mean,
along. It's not too hard. It's
like-
about an
Okay.
hour.
Okay.
So you get another foot worth.
Keeps banging his head because he figures out where the ceiling is, grows a little, hacks his
Yeah,
head. Ask me how I know.
Ceiling fans are tall people's detriment.
Okay.
That's yeah.
All right, so as you are making your way through here, you travel through this tunnel for about a mile, and then the tunnel opens into a vast grotto enclosed by gleaming ice. Consigned to this frozen sepulchre is a fantastic city, sculpted by ancient magic and illuminated in a haunting way by green and purple lights that shed no warmth. The city slightly tilted, its spires leaning away from you as though recoiling from your presence. You stand atop a causeway of frost-covered ice that stretches toward the city like the dead, frozen tongue of some hideous behemoth out of whose mouth you've just stepped. And let me put you on the map. So you guys probably don't see anything yet because you don't have tokens on here. But you know what? This map, I think, actually just... like, this is not a standard battle map.
Yeah.
This is more like an overworld map. So let's make those settings make sense here. Dynamic lighting off. All right, do you see it now?
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Look
yeah,
at that.
that is.
Holy Hannah.
So this bit from in the southwest corner that leads all the way up to the wall, that's what you emerge on top of and are walking along to get to the city.
Wow.
Dun, 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 dun.
As we approach, can I make a perception check to see if I see any movement since the drow guy said that they had made it to the city, and he did say that they had left, but I'm not going to trust that. He was under duress.
I think to give you a better view, Wilfred will take you and basically put you on his shoulder if you're willing.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll let
Go
him.
ahead,
I'll let him have.
make your perception check with advantage.
There we go. 23.
All right, yeah. So you do. Let's see. I think from this distance, because let's see the scale here. Let me put the scale. There's a couple of things here on the GM layer that it's reasonable for you guys to see here.
Ooh, you could use the scope on your laser rifle too.
Yeah.
If you see
So
anything that you want to zoom in on.
Yeah, in the lower left here, there's a scale of, so you can see that this is pretty big. Like it's measured in like units of 100 feet or 200 feet.
Yeah.
So that because this is a city, right? Like it's not, this is not 5-foot squares. So, but I would say that with a 23, you can see that here and there are various places that you do see movement of things that may well be like humanoid sized, but it's hard to get a sense of much more detail without getting closer.
I tell everyone, we need to be on our guard. There seems to be things down here alive and moving. Which
Well,
also,
then, I think
and we did come across that head in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell size from here, but if it was more of them, we could be in trouble.
Oh, we will have to
I
keep our
think-
eyes open.
I think it'd probably be best if I move to the back now.
So, yeah, as you're on this causeway, green and purple lights cast an otherworldly glow upon the frost draping the silent city. Clawing spires, broken domes, and steeples leaning at odd angles surround a huge citadel. At the foot of the causeway, a giant statue lies prone and motionless, its surfaces gleaming with rime. You're a little ways away from it. You see it ahead of you. The statue, that is. It's not shown on the map or anything.
Okay.
And I think Wilfred is going to attempt to move stealthily, going.
Okay.
What?
All right. Yeah. So I mean, go ahead and make a stealth check.
I'll go ahead and make my disadvantage stealth check.
I mean, it was disadvantage already, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or a 6.
Yeah. So fortunately, you're having a hard time being quiet, given that you weigh several thousand pounds now. Um, but it would seem that this thing is inanimate. Um, so I'm going to share a handout with you of this awful, awful thing. Um, uh, this handout um, is called Tomb Tapper.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, but worth noting about this thing is that this one is made of stone, covered with frost. It is 21 feet tall. So if it weren't toppled over, it would be one of the few things taller than Wilfred still. Although he's got a little time still to go. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's,
And that's a statue?
it appears to be made entirely of stone.
I'm remembering. I think I'm remembering some advice, some adventuring advice I've heard is that if you ever see statues carved with fear on their faces, be careful because nobody creates art pieces like that. I'm wondering if this might have been flesh at some point.
You think there might be a Gorgon floating around here?
I
Honestly,
mean,
given what was in the caves, I wouldn't put it past it.
and not to mention the garden that we came across on our way out or into the.
Well, so the other
Frostmaiden
thing is
Tower.
that this thing is definitely in a position that doesn't look like it would balance well. Like, so it's toppled over, but like the position it's in looks like a position that it would have, like, if a living thing fell over and then turned to stone on the ground, that's the position it's in. It doesn't look like it was designed to stand or anything.
Yes, that's a very strange statue.
Yeah.
So I see this as a warning of two things. First of all, there are these weird things around somewhere, and second of all, there's things that can turn you to stone.
Well, and then as you're investigating it a little bit closer, you realize that the big sledgehammer that's nearby it is not stone like it. And it is a sledgehammer that is, like you could probably use it, Wilfred, if you wanted to use like a warhammer.
Yeah, I already have a warhammer.
That's fine. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Certainly, it's too big for anyone else to use.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if we want to wait, but I'm wondering if this might be magical, a magical weapon.
I think Valine is going to look down at it and then look up at the city and then just like, is it really the most interesting thing around here right now?
Well, for utility in future combat, at least until
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would not say that it's the most interesting thing, but if we want to get to the most interesting things,
Well, then carry it with you. I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm
I'm
just saying
gonna go
let's
ahead.
not stand here for half an hour looking at a hammer.
I'm gonna go and take it and pick it up and add it.
All right. So, as you are getting to the edge of the city here, like, there's not really any sort of obvious activity right near you, but what, like, you kind of got the high up view of this place and a little bit of a sense of the map here. And a lot of these things that you can just look at the map and say, ooh, what's that? A lot of these things are things that you can look at. So, where would you be heading?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is the what things looks a bit like a clock tower.
This thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
I'll
Right
note
ahead.
just briefly. I'll point out that these things along the edge, the tower that you found upside down out in the middle of the Icewind Dale tundra, you think was might have been one of these that had
Oh,
broken off and
wow.
fallen before
This
it
place
crashed.
is huge.
Yeah. So each of these things on along the edges is the size of that tower that you explored that was upside down. But yeah,
Perhaps.
so do you wanna head for that tower?
I think
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's the first thing I want to look at. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me?
All right.
And as
So
as we're passing by this sports arena thing.
Yeah. With the
yeah, so
the-
certainly as you're passing, you can look in that direction, and what you see there is the air around this amphitheater is charged with static. Cracked steps descend to the stadium floor, where a tiny glittering object rests on a pedestal of black stone. 3 metal masts rise from the arena like gigantic tridents, each one emitting a low hum. The branches of each trident are 25 feet off the ground and extend 50 feet into the air.
Oh, shiny thing.
Oh,
Hmm.
oh my.
I am so tempted.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think-
and then as you're kind of looking at it and looking ahead, the tower ahead of you, this tower reaches upward like a talon, its stonework studded in chiseled runes. A blue light shines from its highest window.
See, that looks more promising to me.
Certainly looks active.
Yes.
Hmm.
I mean,
Later.
down there, that looks like a sports arena. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a biggest fan of sports as anyone else, but I don't think that it's going to have the secrets of the universe.
Yeah. Wilfred
Yeah.
Wilfred will point in and say later. And
Mm-hmm.
okay, tower.
Also, I'm just going to go ahead and give you your final stats there, Wilfred, because I'm assuming you guys are kind of...
We don't have any means
this.
of casting the restoration, so
Yeah, and so what I'll say is that instead of tracking it hour by hour, over the course of the next several hours, you top out at 21 feet tall, and your strength score is 23, and you weigh 6,700 pounds.
Good
Yeah.
God.
Does he have an extended reach, like the 10-foot
Yes.
reach, or just the 5?
It actually doesn't say that, but I think it makes sense. In fact, actually, let me just double check it. I'll see what the frost giant reach is. It's probably 15 feet, but we'll see. It
Oh.
might be 10 feet.
The strength was 23.
23.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Much.
Now, you obviously do extra damage as a result of having an increased strength score, but it mechanically doesn't change anything other than that. Your reach is 10 feet, and you are a huge creature now.
Oh boy. Oh, there it is.
Mhm. So, as you head towards this tower, so you see the tower and you're getting close to it. Are you doing anything? Are you like looking around the outside of the tower, or?
Rowan's keeping a watchful gaze because I did see the movement earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm looking for a door.
Okay.
So
Well, no, there's definitely a door. Like, it's not hard
Yeah.
to see there's an entrance. I'm just saying, like, are you just walking right in, or what are you doing? You know?
if there is time, Mara would go back in the tunnel a little bit, take out some incense, and reach out to the Raven Queen with my divination spell,
Okay.
and ask where in this complex is the enemy you
What spell is
You-
this specifically?
divination.
Okay.
Um. Uh. So I would say oh, I can ask a single question concerning a specific goal event. Yeah. So, where would I find your enemy that you've tasked me with destroying?
And you find yourself entering this mystical trance, smelling the incense, and the smell of the incense brings to you a lot of memories of where you where you've come from, and I would imagine you
So
have some
smoke,
ambivalent feelings
ash.
there. Yeah. But as you are entering this trance and you ask the question, the whispered voice you receive says, Irilarthus floats at the center of the central spire. He waits for you if you can find a way inside.
Um. Okay. And so I'll come back to the group, since that ritual does not actually take that long. It only takes an action to cast.
Mm-hmm.
So it felt like a while, but it probably only was like 2 minutes. Um, and I will say, I need to get to that spire, to the top of the central spire.
Didn't they say that there were puzzles we had to solve to get the secrets in order to get
Right. It was.
into?
That's
Well,
our
we will
call.
need to explore the rest of this place anyway, so I don't think it matters terribly much what we start with.
Yeah, I mean, it says, to be sure, that central spire is a point of interest, and I have no doubt we will be making
That is
our
where
way
my
there.
enemy is.
We will go
I
there.
anticipate we will go there. It's just a question of, are we going there first?
I think we need to
I think
explore other places.
we should probably explore a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think our Valine's instinct looking at this tower is to want to walk around and look at the outside 1st. Is anyone else doing that as well?
I'll
Yeah,
go with her.
definitely.
Okay.
Well, I'm wondering if Wilford can even fit in the door. Hold the door.
I think so. It's this is like it does start to be, you fill a room, so to speak, but yeah, you
Yeah.
can get through the door.
Okay.
I'll tell you when you can't. Otherwise, just assume that you can. Like, you might have to squeeze through the doorway, but
Yeah.
all right. So Valine is going to do an Arcana check, and she can either do it with advantage, or if someone else wants to use their roll, or how do you guys want to do that?
I will use a roll. I'll
Okay.
do a roll.
All right. So she is going to do her own roll, and you do yours then. Okay. She got a 14.
13.
Okay. So you definitely are looking around this tower, and you see that it is covered with runes, the outside of it. But it is like the runes. A lot of them seem to have to do with the abjuration school of magic.
Warding.
And the question is it facing outward or facing in?
Is it holding something in, or keeping
Well,
people out,
she
or both?
she says, I saw a number of towers throughout this city. It may well be that each tower has something to do with one of the schools of magic.
Yeah.
It's there's like an internal circle of towers, all surrounding the central spire.
There are buildings, at least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they all look like towers.
So, Valine seems satisfied with her inspection of the outside. I think she's still very much of the mindset that she lets her adventuring companions go through the door first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Egg will happily go through the door first.
Okay. So when you do that,
I was gonna say let Wilfred go first.
But I won't be able to see.
okay.
You could look between my legs.
As soon as you walk through the door, there is an enormous glyph that lights up and briefly fills a 60-foot radius sphere with dim light. And then, so certainly all of you are within it. And so everyone needs to make an intelligence saving throw.
You get your +2 because you're near me.
Feline certainly failed.
I got a 9 if there's a
17.
+2.
Got a 16.
I rolled a 2 by accident. I got 4, so I failed.
Got a 17 if we're adding
18
the
for the
bonus.
Yep.
Okay. Hang on, my
20 plus whatever.
Okay, so I believe 17 is what you're trying to beat, and hang on, I have to close the thing because it didn't like me to reload that. Okay, hang on. So, sorry, this is a complicated glyph. Okay, so I believe 17 is the number you're looking for. On a failed save, and this includes Valine, the target is driven insane for 1 minute.
Oh,
That means
no.
that you
Oh,
can't
my.
take actions, you can't understand what other creatures say, you can't read, and you speak only in gibberish. The GM controls its movement, and that is erratic. On a successful save, nothing happens. So basically, that covers the majority of the group, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, except
So
for Arvik and Iggy. I think.
and Rowan.
and
Rowan.
Rowan, yeah.
Yeah, so all of you suddenly just this intense glyph goes off, and you find that most of the party just like drops to the ground, and their eyes are glazed over, and they're just speaking nonsense.
Wilfred is talking in an intelligible combination of all the languages he knows, and he's talking constantly.
Since I seem to be the only person who is still got his brain,
No, it's not.
No,
Oh, you're
It's
not.
also
No, you're not.
Iggy and Rowan are 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
It's 3 of you
it's
versus 3 of us plus Feline, so 4 of us.
Yeah.
okay. Well, Arvik doesn't know that this is the symbol still visible.
Yes, and it glows for 10 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to cast Dispel Magic at 4th level at it.
Okay, making the what's it? They are
Charis-
spellcasting.
charisma check.
Yeah,
Oh, 5.
no, it's not spell.
I'm going to try and drag someone out of its influence.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll since Mara's the only one sizable enough that I could pick up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to. Sorry, Wilfred. I'm gonna try to carry Mara out of here, away from its this glowing
Okay.
sigil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'll
you-
get Valine.
Mara's just sobbing.
Yeah. I mean, you're able to do that, but being pulled out of the circle does not end the effect. However, after 1 minute, it wears off, and everyone is kind of coherent again.
Mucus. Wait. Well,
Gesundheit.
All right, so maybe that one was not such a great idea after all.
oh,
Maybe we should check the other towers before we try the big ominous one.
Well, we weren't trying the big ominous one, right? We were trying
Yeah,
the.
we were trying the. We
this
were
little one
just
over
doing
here.
This one.
yeah.
So here, let me get my little token for the party and put it on the map just for.
Mara's
Huh?
just using Rowan to steady herself, going, "That was not okay. That was not okay."
Oh,
I guess the question of whether it's keeping people out or keeping people in has been answered. Huh?
It's doing neither.
how do we deactivate the thing so that we can enter?
Well, so it actually like now that it's triggered, like it doesn't keep going. It's it's basically like
So if we tried to
it
go
had
in
its
again,
effect,
it
but you
wouldn't do
could
it.
go through now. Yeah, it won't happen again.
All right. Well then,
Ali will go marching in again.
In fact, Valine, I think, will just say, it looks like the sort of trap that assumes there will be lots of people around to deal with the people affected.
We were
Whereas
vulnerable
now the
when I
city
lost.
seems somewhat less populated. But so you make your way and you enter, and so inside, you realize that it is basically just like it's more or less, um, like there's a lot of stonework and fancy windows and everything, but not like a lot of like objects of interest other than just the architecture. But there are stairs, and this tower seems primarily designed to just like it gets you to this upper chamber. And
I'll
so
take
you climb those stairs and reach to the top of the tower, and there, a huge anvil chiseled with vivid blue runes rests in the center of a 30-foot diameter, 30-foot high circular chamber. Resting atop it is a hammer adorned with matching runes. 6 armored figures stand guard around the anvil. At the rear of the chamber, the frozen corpse of a wizard lies in a pile of rubble. Blue flames flicker from braziers spaced around the room, illuminating a carved inscription on the ceiling. We'll cover all of these things in just a moment. But let me give you a handout for what these armored figures look like. They are called Demos Magen.
And how big are they?
They are humanoid sized, like medium sized. They're shaped more or less like people, but they have green skin. And they are obviously standing guard. And I think Professor
hey,
Skint,
Professor, what do
yeah,
those
I was
runes
just
up there
gonna
say?
say, Professor Skint says, well, I say, if I am not mistaken, those would appear to be Magen, which are sorts of magical servants, if you will. If you're familiar with what's the invisible servant spell?
Unseen servant?
Unseen servant. If you're familiar with unseen servant, that would of course be a much lower level version. These, of course, are not unseen, but they could do quite a bit more. But they are magically constructed creations. They are not living things in the traditional sense. They are magical creations.
So, I don't think I really even have to go over to that anvil to tell that it's magical. Do you think?
Oh, I would say so.
No,
You think the
Does-
matron would attack us if we went over there?
I think that
Well, I cannot say. I'm not sure exactly the purpose of this artifact, but certainly they do seem to be on guard.
okay. Are the Magen actually outfitted like you showed there with great
Yes,
swords?
they are
Okay.
armored, yeah, and armed.
So
they're
they're
not
guards.
they're not
But-
outfitted like workers. They're outfitted like guards. Okay.
Yes, but
Are
they
there-
also have not seemed like they have not made any move or addressed you in any way, but they're
I think-
definitely aware of you.
Wilfred's going to go try and look at that wizard, the wizard body.
Okay.
Professor,
And-
can you read what is on the ceiling?
I can, but what I'll also just let you know is that it's actually written in Draconic. not the ancient.
Oh,
language.
Wilfred would
Oh.
know it.
No, I don't know Draconic. Usually my characters know Draconic.
So yes, the inscription in Draconic
Oh, I
on the
know
ceiling
Draconic.
reads, "First, shield thy heart with a wand from the nether oak."
Nether oak. Huh. Wilfred's going to.
Puzzle hint.
Wilfred's going to take out the wand of weapons and try and tell what it's made of. All right, look at what it's made of.
It does not look like it's made from the nether oak. It's
Didn't
Wait,
we see
what's-
some? Didn't we
what's-
see some trees outside when we were over on one side,
Yeah,
or
it's
something that looked like trees
yeah, it's
Yes.
over.
It's over to the
to the west?
yes.
so
And there was
yeah. So here's a quick question. I think we can certainly talk about like what else happens here in this room, but we're getting close to our finish time, so probably we will. You know, if you guys want to do anything else in this room, we'll handle that. But probably then we'll call it a close for tonight.
Wilfred definitely wants to look through that wizard's body.
Yeah. Let's see.
are there any other accoutrements of a workshop here, or just this anvil?
You guys are asking me a lot of questions at once. Hang on just
Okay,
a second.
sorry.
Yeah, because this is a huge map with tons of stuff, and like you guys are just deciding which ones you go to first. I don't have all of this like memorized. Just a moment. Let's see. Okay. So the wizard's body he's not carrying anything of interest. He is crushed by stone rubble that it looks like something big forced its way through a wall to get into the room, and something did that to him. Like he's crushed by it, but it looks like the rubble came from one of the walls that's kind of broken in.
He didn't die. Doesn't look like he necessarily died in the fall of the city. Something came in here.
Does he have a wand on him?
No.
No.
That would have been too easy.
It was worth checking.
No, I'm
that sound
sorry.
familiar?
I didn't mean to be short about it. He's not carrying anything of interest.
Does that sound familiar to Wilfred?
What?
Nether oak?
I don't think so. No, I mean, I don't think it's not an outside reference.
Okay. Huh. I don't know what nether oak is.
Let me
Perhaps
think.
we'll find
Let's-
as we
hang
look
on.
around.
Let me see if maybe this is something Professor Scant would know. Let me just double check. Sorry, this is a lot of information to go through. I won't always be able to get stuff for you quickly.
No worries.
No worries.
Let's say, okay. I think what Professor Scant will say is, I'm not aware of any specific tree known as the nether oak. However, from context, I would suggest that it is some special tree that they crafted their wands from, and I would expect that it is something locally here to the city, and not a broader reference, but something that would be relevant here.
Okay. And the shiny thing was like not wood, basically. The shiny thing in the auditorium or whatever.
In the amphitheater, the sports
Amphitheater,
arena.
yeah.
No, that was not a wooden
Okay.
thing. No.
Okay, so we just
Yeah.
gotta look somewhere else. Professor Scant, can you try and ask the Magian what their purpose is?
Well, I can certainly ask, and we may have some difficulty getting a response, however, because they are not, as I understand it, able to speak but they should be able to understand us. So I can certainly translate any question you may have for them.
Ask them to point towards the object they are protecting.
And Professor Scant asks that question in Loras, and the Magian, together in unison, all of them just point right immediately to the anvil that they're standing around.
Yep.
Well, hey, it's good to have confirmation.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think Professor Scant says, perhaps I could ask other questions as well, if you have them.
Oh, could you ask where we might find the Nether Oak?
He asks about the Nether Oak in Loros, and they all kind of look together, and then they point, but they're pointing at a wall. But the direction that they're pointing is approximately west of you.
Okay. So if we want to deal with the anvil, we need to go west.
Well, maybe.
Maybe, but
Maybe.
at least it's at least a thing to try rather than just picking a random direction to look for this.
Valine asks, is the inscription there related to the anvil? And the Magian shake their heads.
I didn't think so.
Is the inscription related to the central spire?
They nod.
Good.
All right then. Well, I don't see that we have a great deal of need for an anvil right now. Though I could use some better armor, but
Look, at least
aside from that, I think that the information we've gotten from this inscription is the treasure here. So why don't we move on?
yeah, we can.
See if we can find that Nether Oak.
We can. I would love to at least identify cast identify on the anvil, but I don't.
But you would have to touch it, wouldn't you?
No, and that would get these guys. These guys would be.
Actually,
yeah, I think there's a moment like if you're looking towards it and they look back and they look at you. If you take a step towards it, they are hands to their sword.
Okay, yeah, okay. Wilfred will back off.
You might be big, but they can still cut you down.
Yeah, that's. I don't.
Well, and Professor Scantwood says, well, as magically created beings, they would have certainly no fear of their own destruction. They would be, if they are tasked with guarding the thing, they would do so at any cost that they were capable of giving.
Yeah.
Do you know what they might be vulnerable to if we should encounter ones that we cannot deal with other than by combat, Professor Scant?
Dispel magic.
He says, well, as I mentioned, they are not themselves humanoid creatures despite their appearance. They are magically constructed, so to speak. There are different types of them, and I'm not entirely certain exactly what this one's properties are.
Okay.
They are likely resistant to many types of magic, and they do not need to eat or drink or sleep, or breathe for that matter.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we need anything more here.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Put a pin in this and continue on. Wilfred, easy.
Yeah. Well, it's safe.
easy, down boy. I know you want to touch. I know you want to play.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe at some point we might figure out, hey, this is how we can command them to not to allow us to pass.
Yeah.
But
hang on, I'm checking to see. I think there's a few handouts that might be. Why does it keep doing that? I wanna. No, none of those are relevant. Okay. I would like someone roll percentile dice as you come out of the tower.
Oh, I did have one other question for them.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Where is the next clue to get into the central tower?
They just don't answer that.
Okay, well, I mean, that
I did a
was...
50. I rolled
Probably in the other towers.
The Professor Scant suggests it may be that in their inability to speak, you have asked a too complicated a question.
And that's fine. It was worth asking.
Yep.
maybe we can close with whatever we find outside. I think Nobilis is being summoned.
Okay, well, so
I did a 50.
Okay, you got 50 even.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. So the causeway outside the tower remains deserted as you come out of the tower. You're facing the amphitheater, and that is to the south of you. The compass rose is in the lower right on the map here. So, north is kind of to the
Do you want to head through this walled neighborhood there with the with something on top of it or whatever?
Yeah,
Or
Not
do you
this
want to go
place.
around,
particularly.
just skirt around it?
I think skirting around it is the safer bet.
Well, I think that journey is going to wait until next time, unless everyone wants to play longer. I mean, 10:30 is our usual stopping point.
Yeah.
I need to go.
Okay, so I think we will continue our exploration. You have finally reached the necropolis of Ythrin. And there are lots of magical secrets and mysteries to discover, and of course, as you're told, a powerful undead thing named Urielathus that you need to kill, apparently. All right. So, good night, everybody.
Good
night.
night.
I-
All right.
All right.